KSL Brightside with Ethan Miller.
Do they not have enough of us recorded already? They could just do this in AI.
And Alex Keary.
We're not even real. This entire show is just a hologram.
This is KSL Brightside, the after party. But it's before. With Ethan and Alex on KSL News Radio.
Okay, welcome everyone. This is KSL Brightside. I'm Ethan Millard here with Alex Keary. And thanks so much for joining us on this Thursday. And I've got great news, you guys. My computer stopped responding. So, well, the problem is computers are unreliable.
Yeah, no. I think
Sorry, I had your mic turned down. I didn't realize.
No, we do this every day. You're unreliable. Caitlin's button pushing also can be very unreliable.
Sorry.
But we want to jump into the first segment here. I'm going to try and remember it because it's on a tab that is inaccessible to me right now. So right now, the only thing that I can see is the stream little thing that we had going on YouTube. Everything else is inaccessible. And so in a tab that is off limits to me right now is a story about a woman who was arrested near Sacramento. Now, here's what happened. This was a school bus incident. Something on the school bus prompted the driver to do what school district officials say is protocol, and that is pull the bus over and wait for authorities. There was some kind of discipline issue on the bus. And the school district says, listen, the bus driver did exactly what he was supposed to do. The problem is the parent. So the bus driver pulls over, says, all right, we got to wait here. And then, you can imagine just how chaotic things can get for these bus drivers and just how much of a problem you might run into depending on the students you've got. But they were there for a while. One kid opened a window and jumped out and took off. And then they were there for a while. And so some kids started calling their parents, and parents started showing up at the school bus. Some kids jumped off the bus and left with their parents, like through windows, But another woman took this kind of one step further. And we're going to watch this video. Someone shot a video of this woman and what she did. She's been arrested for vandalism, by the way. She broke the school bus window.
Oh, geez.
And here she is. Let's watch this together.
Broke the window, climbs through the window. She is, first of all, that's...
Oh, I thought she was about to start swinging.
And she confronts the school bus driver, who's like, look, man, I'm just doing my job.
I know, he's like, I'm supposed to... So what was the... So the whole point was is that she's climbing through the window to get her kid off. These obviously these are high school age kids, obviously.
They're not. Yeah, they're at least junior high age kids.
So she comes on there and is like, what's interesting is the girl said it right in the video. Oh my gosh, I thought she was going to start swinging. Instead, she's just like, goes up and she's like, hey, so just wondering if I can get my kid back. But that's the thing is like, I see what she's saying. Like, just give me my kid. You're already stopped.
Why didn't the kid go out the window?
Yeah,
there are other kids that went out. Why did she go in the bus? And no, not only that, but she broke a window to do it. So she was arrested. The police show up and arrest this woman. She's been arrested for vandalism. And did no one stop to try and understand the poor bus driver's side of this story? Because the school district said he followed protocol to a T. But we're just at this point where people show up and they're like, this doesn't make sense to me.
Right.
I don't have enough information. This doesn't make sense. Therefore, I'm going to intervene. And, I don't know. Part of me, too, wonders if it's roid rage.
What is that lady?
Yeah, she's wearing a tank top.
She's a CrossFitter. No, she's got the CrossFitter.
I mean, look at her arms. So put this up again.
Got that CrossFitter situation going on here for sure.
I wonder if it's roid rage. I wonder if she showed up and was like,
No, I think that's that's usually the most. That is probably the thing that happens most.
Will you put that back up, Caitlin, and we'll look and see. So let's watch the whole thing with her coming through the window too. We have to wait for it to cycle, huh?
Right.
So she lifts herself through. Those bulging muscles.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's roid rage.
I think that's exactly right. Yeah. I think that's.
If your kids were stuck on a bus for an hour with no information, how would you handle it?
No,
not this way, I assume. But
not. Well, first of all, I wouldn't. Could you imagine trying to get through that window? By the way, you and I.
I guess it's. Oh my gosh! Yeah, there's no way. You'd have to give me. I could fit through that window. You have to boost me. You'd have to give me a boost.
I do want to know what she's climbing on because I'm like, gosh.
I think she hoisted herself up. She's a strong woman. Look at that. She's a strong woman. Now here's the deal. If this were so, Caitlin prompted me to think, what would I do if my child were on that bus? And I guess I'm not sure. You know, when it actually happens to you, you got to imagine it's going to be different in the moment, right? That we have the luxury of sitting back and analyzing this from afar. But I would hope that if I showed up and my school were on the bus, my kids were on the bus, the responsibility of the school district, and the bus driver says, hey, I'm following protocol here, and it was obvious that all the students are safe, right?
Right.
Then I would hope that I would be a parent who stayed cool and let it play out kind of according to how it's supposed to play out, rather than decide to interject myself because I was confused and hopped up on steroids, not sure what was happening, and so I just acted violently.
I think moms have their own speed, and they're given like in my mind. I don't think so. She was charged with vandalism. The window broke.
She broke the window.
I think the door was broke, and CBS in their post says a mother was arrested.
Okay, so what's the
I'm kind of getting different.
What's the explanation from the mom, from the school district?
They didn't give details, but it said behavioral incident, and then Ethan said they followed protocol as.
So apparently, if things get bad, if certain things happen, they are to pull the bus over and wait for authorities. They basically kind of lock the school bus down and wait for authorities. And that's what the school bus did. The problem is parents showed up, started to intervene. Well, we got a message here from the trucking surfer. He says this, as a podcast listening truck driver, I don't get to participate in the show, but I got my ears on today.
Hey, look at that.
And look forward to listening live.
Hey.
Awesome.
So, hey, congratulations.
Yeah, this is
we want
fun.
to thank you for being a part of this. And yeah, I'm the kind of, the thing is for me, this mom doing this, she got on there and she climbed through that window and she went up and she was extremely calm. And so in my mind, I'm going, yeah, the window breaking was a bad deal. Can't do that.
I think she realized once she got through.
Got there.
I think she realized
calm once she got there. I think she wanted to prove she could climb through a window, because that was it. It was basically like, hey guys, I CrossFit, and here's how you know. Watch this.
I've got this midriff tank top on. I mean, it may as well.
She's in shape. I'm not gonna lie. She's in shape.
I think she got herself all amped up and was just ready to do her thing. And then once she got through the window, I think she realized what she had done.
Yeah.
And she got in the face of the bus driver, but I think she was already de-escalating herself, thinking, I've gone too far.
De-escalated
I've gone
myself.
too far.
Yeah.
But it didn't matter. She got arrested. So
yeah. Well, I think she's not a bad mom. She was.
How do you know she's not a bad mom? She might be a terrible
temporarily mom. Restrained herself. I think that's a good deal. Her kid might be on that bus thinking, oh my gosh, mom, not again, please. I cannot believe this. Imagine her at a soccer game.
Oh my gosh, my mom is about to fight someone else.
No, you're exactly right. Actually, I think about it now and I'm like, no, she shouldn't have done that. Not only should she have not have done it, but I would say don't pursue the charges. Make her pay for the window. Don't pursue anything else. Don't do anything criminal.
We need more forgiveness in this world, don't we, Alex?
Yeah, it's not about that. It's more just like, you guys there's no reason you need to do that. There's no reason we need to go that direction.
No, but I kind of agree with you. I'm saying we kind of need more forgiveness. I think we need to let a lot more things go.
First of all, I don't believe you. Second of all, first of all, I don't believe this.
Why don't you believe me?
I don't think this is the direction you actually
I feel
wanted
great
to go.
today. I'm in a forgiving mood. I'm ready.
No, it's good.
So all of you who have wronged me.
So what we're saying is this lady needs to not. Okay, this lady. Should she be charged criminally for something like this? So the vandalism, is it just like just make her pay for the window? That's it.
And it might have been more parents too.
Well, she's the only one.
The other parents couldn't climb through the window.
Not climbing through, but smashing things.
She's the only one who smashed the window.
Yes.
Other parents were able to coax their kids out through windows, and then they left with their kids. That definitely happened. Unky Ben says maybe just trust the teachers in charge and let them do their job. And that's kind of where I fall. I'm like, I don't know if it's smart to show up on the side of the road and start yanking kids out of the bus. They're safe. Let the bus driver do their thing. That's my thought. But you know what? When you show up, though, when that happens to you, like we're looking at this and we have the luxury of this distance. It happened a day or two ago. not to us in another state. We're analyzing this from a distance, so that's easy to do. If we were actually there and it was our kids, I don't know, maybe I'd feel differently. I hope not, though, because it was pretty clear that at no point were the kids in any danger. All the kids thought all this was hilarious. I mean, you heard their reaction. The kids thought this was amazing.
Well, they thought it was. You know what they thought it was? They thought it was
fight.
Yeah. They thought it was social media worthy. They didn't think it was amazing. They thought it was an awesome video.
Oh,
guess what?
It was
that we got from.
It was beyond social media worthy. It was newsworthy.
Yeah.
So,
good for them.
All right, Alex. Next up on KSL Brightside. Let me maneuver over to it. I've got access to my computer again. So this is going to be great. Oh, Waymo. So you know me, I am ready to rock and roll with Waymo. I can't wait for it to come. And I'm hoping that services like Waymo and Zoox.
I was also confused, but I had never heard of that until today.
Anyway, there are a number of these self-driving taxis, and I'm excited for them for this reason. I'm hoping, because I don't like driving, I'm hoping that these can scale to the point where they become competitive with car ownership.
Sure.
And so instead of having a car, I just call one of these, and it is not any more expensive for me to always call one when I need one versus having a car to drive. I would love that. I would embrace that. I'm cheering these companies on. They got some problems, though.
What is it?
So apparently they've got a problem with injuries. Test drivers for Waymo and Zoox have sustained more than 24 injuries in 2024 and 2025 not from crazy crashes. These are from hard braking or other sudden movements, because these are automated cars, right? So these cars are driving themselves.
Sure. Yep.
And so they need to dial in apparently a little more, because they'll make sudden turns, braking, things like that actually have been injuring people.
So when you say they've been injuring people, like they're flying against
sprains, strains, and whiplash.
Felt like that was going to be like planes, trains, and
automobiles. Yeah.
Yeah.
The sprains, strains in automobiles.
Zoox reported as many as 8 worker injuries linked to hard braking.
Yeah, Zoox is terrible. I've said this from the beginning.
Do they brake too hard?
Never heard of it.
They brake too hard.
Here's the thing is that, like, these are all electric cars, right? Or are they?
I think so. Yeah, I think all of the automated cars are. I think that's right.
Electric cars are very, they're tough. You know what I mean? Like, they're tough to come by. They're tough to, they start and stop quickly.
Yes.
And so
they are responsive.
And a computer isn't necessarily going to be like, hey, let's be gentle here. Like,
yeah, you got to program that in.
And so I don't know what they're. I'm willing to be in a car that I could get whipped up against the window in if it'll get me there and I don't have to talk to another human.
You would trade.
It's my anxiety.
You would trade whiplash for.
I would trade
for shaving 45 seconds off of your commute.
Well, no. Well, and like I said, it's the human interaction I'm not interested in.
Oh, I see.
I just determined this today. I had this discussion with Caitlin today. I go,
what human interaction is you're by yourself when you're driving now?
It's true. I'm just saying with in that part, I want somebody driving me somewhere else. But when you pull up to the airport and then you have to, and you get in the back, most of the time, no, I don't think an Uber driver has talked that much with me in the last 10 trips. That most of the time they don't want to talk. And they match whatever energy you're doing.
Yeah, that's how it usually is, yeah.
But I'm surprised how much the music is turned on and up.
Can I tell you about
in a lot of moments?
Silent.
Can I tell you about an Uber ride that I had?
I'm like, man, this is aggressive music right now. What?
So I had an Uber ride here in the valley. Okay, from here at KSL out to a house in Holiday. Okay, and guy rolls up, picks me up in front, and he's got it really set up. Young man, right? He's playing some kind of young people music.
Some young people.
And
is that what Caitlin listens to?
Yeah. You would love this guy.
No, I know about it.
You would have fallen in love with this guy.
Young people music.
He had his young people music. He had his young people cologne on. And he even had a little. He had all these little like accessories.
Okay.
One of them was some kind of not mister, like diffuser, some kind of diffuser that like bubbled
had like
a little bit.
Had like a little bit of a fake
thing
wisp coming out of it. Yeah,
and,
I know. I've seen it.
Anyway, He didn't drive the car.
He just did the
He
full
sat there.
driver thingy.
This assisted
And
driving or whatever.
that car drove itself the entire thing.
I'm not against
All the way up to the very. No, I thought it seemed smart because you know what that dude did? He just hung out.
Yeah.
He had his sunglasses on. He just sat
Probably
there.
sleeping.
I don't think it's a bad deal at all. Like I'm all for this kind
And
of
I
stuff.
I looked at that and I was like, actually, this is not a bad deal. I mean, it was a Tesla, obviously.
Yeah, sure.
And we sat down. And he was like, okay, cool.
I don't think that. Here's
And then
the
he
thing
presses the button, and we just drove, and he did not touch the pedals.
Yeah,
I
don't mistrust.
think periodically he had his hands on the wheels periodically, but it stayed in.
I'm all for it
in auto drive.
I don't distrust the auto driving thing at all. I think it's kind of fun, especially when you're in the back seat and you're kind of like, "Woo, this is."
I've done it, but I've done the assisted, not the complete zero driver. But you want to know one thing that
the zero driver thing, like that's the next version of this. The only place I've been recently, because I think that does Vegas do Waymo?
I think so.
And and I don't know what other. I know Phoenix does too. And
I think Vegas does have Waymo.
We tried. So we wanted to go in a Waymo. We were in Phoenix last year. And I wanted to go in Waymo, but our hotel was just outside of there. Like, hey, that's outside of where our little area is. And I was like, shoot. So they wouldn't take me there or pick us up. I was really tempted to actually take an Uber like the 2.5 miles into the zone
and
so
then
that it could so that we could take the Waymo. Just I wanted to see what it was like. And obviously that was stupid. But I do want to know. But I did want to know what it was like. I want to get in the Waymo because. The next version of this, and it's not just not having the driver, it's not having a wheel anywhere in the front.
Yeah.
And when you're sitting in what is the traditional driver's seat area of a car, you've been to Europe, you've been on the other side of the road. You've had like other places where I don't know, in Romania are they right-hand drive?
Yes, the only place that does
left-hand drive?
The only place that does right-hand drive is England. Or, the United Kingdom.
Yeah, Australia does it.
And then, like, their most recent colonies.
And so I've been in those cars where you're like, oh, that's usually where the wheel is. Japan is still holding strong on the right-hand drive. And that to me is already weird enough. When we're sitting in the car together and there's a front seat, you will feel so naked in there. You feel like you were going to fly through the windshield.
That's scary.
That's the thing to me. Now, I think we'll get used to it just like we do anything else.
Sure.
But I can't. But I'm also really excited by the idea of just sitting there and being like, what do I do with
I'd
my
be fine
hands
with
right
it
now?
in like price.
Did I tell you?
There's not a lot of
in my
risk.
mind, I'm like, no, price is not where I want it. Price, it's like it'd be familiar with all the other stuff, with all the other maps and everything else.
I was in Los Angeles earlier this year. I was walking down the street with my son, and there was a Waymo. And so I said, hey, let's stop and watch. There was no one in the car. He probably just dropped someone off. Mm-hmm. I said, I want to hold up. I want to watch this for a minute. It was at an it was kind of near an intersection.
Yeah.
And this poor Waymo, it took so long to make a decision that cars started going around it.
Yeah.
Which of course meant that it couldn't make any decision, right? And so it was in the right lane, and the right lane was the turn lane, and it was in the right lane, but people were going around it and turning right in front of it. And then finally traffic cleared enough because the light was turned yellow.
Yeah.
And so at that point, the Waymo car put its right turn signal on and then drove straight through the intersection.
Yeah, I'm not in.
I thought,
ready.
Yeah, see, they do the
especially with the test.
But they have the
drivers
thing
getting
on the
injured.
top that's like the spinning around radar.
That thing was so confused. It literally, we watched it. It put its signal on. I was like, here it goes. And
Okay,
then
here
just went through the intersection, which it was not
Not
in.
unlike your uncle who you're trying to like actually have a talk as a family, like see if we should take his keys away.
Yes,
it's
was
the same exact. It's the exact same kind of behavior.
This car wasn't in the through lane. It was in the right. It was in the turn lane.
Oh my gosh.
And it just went right through. And I thought, you know what? It did it. It got there.
Sure.
Right? It got there. There was no crash. It got there.
So, well, that's the part too. Is like my car. Have you had your car stop you? Like where you're close to something and it'd be like, "Bark!" Like
My car's not fancy enough for that.
Only adaptive cruise control.
my car will. It will confuse things sometimes when I'm backing up, and they're like, "You didn't see this thing," Bark! And it feels like, and the kids think that you hit something.
Yeah.
Right. That's when they hit their heads on stuff. That's when they sprain and strain.
Mm-hmm.
I become Waymo at that point. But I hate when they make the decision for you, and you're like, "You stupid freaking car! I can't. I hate it when it makes the wrong decision.
When your car doesn't trust you.
They're like, hey, man, I stopped for you.
I like you, Alex.
I stopped for you.
I know you paid good money for me.
You didn't see this, though. And I'm like, you know what happened? And it happened one time we were coming out of it. It doesn't happen in my driveway. But we were coming out of a driveway that was more of an incline. Mm-hmm. And for whatever reasons, the sensors thought, this thing's right next to you. And I'm like, the road, you mean?
Oh, yeah.
It thought that incline, like...
there are a couple of...
And it, like, stopped. It was like, Art! And it made me, and it scares you so much because you're like, I didn't make that motion. I must have. It does feel like you hit something.
Yeah.
And you're like, and it does the same thing in front of you. And I'm like, I hate this thing.
Well, the problem is computers are
I was
unreliable.
just about to say that. The one thing that I was going to say is the only thing Waymo won't do for me is like load my luggage into the trunk. Because Uber drivers are actually, I was actually like, this is kind of a luxury.
You make those guys do that?
I don't make them. They're like, they do it. I'm like, okay, thanks.
Because they want that tip. Do you tip them?
Yeah, usually. If they don't make me terrified on the drive home.
Oh, you know what? I usually have good Uber drivers. We had one driver.
I told you the weirdest, real quickly, because I know we're moving on. The weirdest Uber drive that I ever had was from the airport, and it was already on this marathon of a night of trying to get home from Chicago. My wife and I have my mother-in-law at home watching the kids still. They're dying because they thought we were going to get home 2 or 3 hours before. We were delayed. It was terrible. The Uber driver is driving 50 miles an hour the entire time back from the airport. Like we're on I-80 and we're just like, what are we doing? And we're looking at each other. And he's got a S-video cord hooked up, like taped to the dash. Mm-hmm. TV on the dash, not for us.
Yeah.
Not for us.
He's watching something.
It was a YouTube video of a Michael Jackson concert from like 1990. It was the YouTube video of it.
Wow.
And we were laughing our butts off because we were so delirious from the travel. And this guy's just like, he's into it. And you're watching a live, unedited performance of Michael Jackson on a YouTube video while this guy's on this guy in his minivan that he taped to the freaking dash.
Now I want to ask you.
He's watching it, and we're just like, I guess we're all going to die tonight, except for we were going 50, and I thought if we crash in this, we're fine.
Problem. Yeah, you walk away.
We're fine.
I got a question for you, and then I have a story about a driver too, because I feel like I already know the answer. But did you give him a 5-star rating and a nice 15-20% tip?
I didn't tip him, but I do remember not having any reaction at all.
You did, so you didn't leave.
I wasn't
review?
like I'm not gonna leave anything, and more often than not, I don't actually rate anything because they'll have 1,000 ratings they're 4.9, and I'm like, nothing that I say or do is gonna affect that. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of times the time that I get reminded to rate them is the next time I open the Uber app and they go, hey, how did Carlos do? And you go, I can't remember him. Great.
You want to leave him a tip? It was 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's exactly. I know you guys have the same experience.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've done that before, and I'll be like, yeah, I'll leave him $5 for a tip or whatever it is. And
it's fine.
And then I'll think, I wonder if he remembers me when he gets this tip flying in a month late. Okay. So we had an Uber driver out to the airport.
Yeah.
And she was chatty, which is fine. I don't mind a chatty Uber driver.
I will absolutely chat.
I like it. She kept turning around to talk to us.
Oh my!
I hate that so much.
You don't need to at all.
And she was
zero. We're all in the car. We know who's talking.
And she was a swerver. She was constantly pulling herself back into the lane.
You don't have to move your neck.
The next
like she's doing the full shoulder thing.
And I can't remember her name. It was Barbara or something. I don't know. But
Barbara?
For the next Barbara, the next few, Emily remembered her name because for the next few rides we took out to the airport, Emily would say, "Will you please just make sure it's not this
Barbara
woman?"
It's
not this woman.
She said that in the app.
And so when we'd get a driver, I'd have to confirm to Emily. This is not that driver.
I told you there was a guy.
It really did feel unsafe.
I told you there was a guy who picked me up and he goes, hey, I'm at the airport right now. I'm just getting gas, so don't cancel the ride. I'm not like, if you can wait 2 extra minutes, I'm just getting gas. And he really wanted to hang out because he realized that it was, and he's like, I get in the car, the first question he asked me is, hey, how's Ethan doing? And I was like, oh, what? So, and that was nightside days. Those were nightside days.
I was in Austin. Mm-hmm. And you know who was in line right ahead of me for Uber?
Who?
Ethan Hawke.
Oh. The actor?
The actor. And Emily points him out, and she goes, oh, look at that. I said, oh, yeah. And this guy pulls up, and he walks up, and he goes, for E? And I was like,
They asked him that.
No, he asked the driver. Because,
Oh,
He
Because
yeah.
they
probably
have your
didn't
name.
use his real name.
He uses apparently. And,
that makes sense.
and I remember thinking, come on, man, use your real name. It's
Yeah,
a
but
great
in that
name.
case, it would have been a
Well,
confusing thing because you were Ethan too, though.
people
You're
would've-
both right there. For Ethan? Yeah, that's me.
I would have kicked him out. I've been like, I'm Ethan
dude.
too.
Oh, I'm E.
There's only room for one
I'm
of us.
Ethan. I'm E. And then you push Ethan Hawke to the ground. Was he wearing hat and glasses?
I'm sure he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, you really kind of had to look at him.
Sure.
He was doing a pretty good
All
job. He wasn't like disguised, but he could pass through a crowd probably.
Millard, what do you have? We got to get to the next thing here, otherwise we're going to get murdered
I got travel. I got travel. So this is the behavior that drives everyone crazy, according to a survey by YouGov and the Points guy.
Okay.
These are the things that drive people up the wall on planes. Number one, noise. So 40% of passengers think that airlines should ban phone and video voice calls aboard an aircraft, which is a confusing thing for people to think because it already is banned. 27% cite such noise as the most annoying passenger behavior. Basically, TPG managing editor said it happens in the pre-boarding areas too, where people sit on their phones watching videos on full blast. And they say it can't be pinpointed by age demographic. You see kids on iPads all the way up to older people on their smartphones. And this is something that I have noticed with older people, especially older men. And that is this, talking on the phone. Have you noticed this?
I do it every so often, to be honest.
You got it on speakerphone and you just talk like this?
Sometimes, and it's not, but it's usually not when I'm
At Costco?
No. I have specific reasons that I do it, and some of it is that I have two places when I'm driving that the car disconnects from Bluetooth. And if I'm talking to anyone on the phone during that time frame, it will cut off. And if
So
anybody
you're
knows
in
this,
the car though.
I'm in the car.
That's fine. That's okay.
Yeah.
I
don't like having a conversation with
In
people
public.
around. No, it's the worst.
The three big airlines, Delta, United, and American, with United just doing this in March, they require travelers to wear headphones when using personal entertainment devices.
You
This
should.
is just an
which is smart.
unspoken rule. I've never really understood why people don't do this.
Okay.
The other thing that drives people crazy, jeez, my dumb computer
Your
Do
computer
you need
does
help?
suck. I'm telling you.
is going back and forth.
All we have to hear about all dang day.
51% of adults say it's okay to recline your seat back. 49% say it's not okay to recline your seat back. So this is a dead heat. I think it's okay to recline your seat back. I think you should do it slowly, though. Don't slam it back.
You should do it. You should do it slowly enough to where they actually can't even tell. Because the reality is you can't tell that much. It barely reclines, but it is stark when they go at the very beginning of the flight.
You know
when they
what,
go
though?
back.
You know what? I don't need it to recline very much. I just need it to tip back just an inch or two. I don't.
Yeah,
I,
I'm the
when
same
I
way.
recline, I don't need to go all the way back. I just needed to
I've
get. I
actually
just needed
decided-
to get it out of the upright position.
Yeah, I've actually decided that I don't need it. I mean, I've gotten to the point where I don't need
Do you do it even
to
just
recline.
a little bit?
No. Because I never remember to do it back, and then the person reminds me upon landing. They love getting the level stick out and going, "Look, this is reclined by a quarter of an inch." They love it. Otherwise, we can't land. The plane won't land if you're not in the upright position.
Well, you know why they do that.
They just want to be in charge.
It's
Power
for
move.
it's for
That's what
well
it is.
that and it's for evacuation because they feel like the seats being back.
Oh, it's 2 inches
inhibits
back. I can't
evacuation.
get past. Blah.
So you and I have already talked about and agreed that the middle passenger gets both armrests.
Yeah,
right?
they've made the decision
The window passenger
to sacrifice themselves.
Yes.
Yeah.
Window passenger gets the window and control over the
Right.
shade. Aisle passenger gets the aisle. The middle passenger gets both armrests. So in this survey,
Hold on, but both armrests, there's only one.
No,
there's two.
two.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
Two
I get what
arms.
you're saying. Yeah.
The
Okay.
middle seat has
Keep
two.
going.
So out of this, in this survey from YouGov and TPG, What percent of Americans agree with you and I that the middle seat gets both armrests?
I think that this is a not very popular one. I'm going to go low. I'm going to say 21%.
11%.
Or even lower.
11% said the middle seat passenger gets both armrests, which I think is a terrible antisocial response.
Well, it certainly is we need to reward people for being the one who takes the hit of the middle seat. Hey man, thanks for taking that. Thanks for taking that middle seat. Appreciate it.
Next up, another thing that drives people up the wall. More than 7 in 10 responded. I should say this. This is something that drives me up the wall. But more than 7 in 10 respondents say it's okay to wear whatever is comfortable on the airplane. Do you think that should be the case?
I don't know what whatever comfortable means because
you know what it means.
Your big beef is flannel pajama pants, right?
My big beef is not wearing clothes.
So like sweatpants?
Yep.
Can we wear sweatpants? Am I allowed to do that?
No.
Okay, well, I'm against you on that. Because traveling needs to be comfortable.
Yeah, but it doesn't
I'm
need
not
to be
like
trashy.
super slouchy, I guess. Unless it's like a
Oh, you wear the
long-
classy sweatpants. I got you.
I don't know. They're not like who's
Now-
looking at me? Nobody.
The entire plane
I don't need
when
to
you're
be
walking
wearing
by.
jeans on a plane.
Have you ever been called? Do they? I get jealous when they go. Millard party of 2. Come to the front desk. I've never gotten called
Never
for that.
have.
Or when they do,
I
when they
never
get on the
have
thing, they
either.
go looking for passenger Millard.
It's because I haven't checked in
Millard
yet. Usually
E.
I check in
No,
as soon
like
as I
have you ever
can.
done the one where they walk on and they go, just checking, Millard E, like on the plane, and you're
Yeah.
like, I've never.
That's never happened to me either.
Me either. And I'm always like, who are these people getting their names called out all the time?
The security risks.
They stand up and walk to the front. Just have a couple things I want to talk to you
There's a
about.
police officer here that has a few questions for you.
Right. I don't.
So
So
you
I
want this to happen to you?
I just want to see what it's like.
The one reason I do wear sweatpants, comfort number one, but I like to have like females don't have the best pockets in their pants. Also, I like zipper pockets on planes because I can put my like AirPods in there or even my wallet when I'm running through
Stuff's not
security
falling
and
out.
zip it, so I'm not going to lose it, and I can't really do that with other things. There's
You
just
know,
a
I
lot
see-
going on at the airport.
I see your
get
point.
stressed.
I see your point.
So-
Here's my counterpoint. Sweats are the worst pants to load in which to load your pockets.
Yeah.
Not if they're zippers.
But like zipper sweatpants that's a big combo.
But you-
That's a
but if
combo
you-
that's
if you're
normally
I
gonna
have
load-
airplane pants.
That's normally not.
If you're going to load your sweatpants,
parachute
you've got to
pants,
have
airplane
you got to
pants.
either have braces or you've got to have a way to tighten that drawstring.
Yeah.
Because otherwise they're just going to yank your
well,
pants right
I don't
off.
have that problem. I'm also not. But I'm just putting AirPods in my wallet in there usually. I don't know.
You have an AirPod?
I think that you're allowed to be comfortable, but I don't. I think you should also like wear shoes and dress clean.
I agree. I don't like the
clean
flip flop.
comfort.
The flip flop with the flannel pants is maybe the worst combo. When I see you at the airport, I'm like, bleh.
So are you saying you sit on a plane for like 8 hours and just like what you're wearing
Business
right now?
class, business
And
outfit.
are you just uncomfortable the entire time?
Guess
have you ever
what?
seen anything? Have you ever seen Ethan in anything but this?
No, but I don't know what he's
Yeah,
like on the
see?
weekends. So, or
I'm the
after
same.
work.
He's a slouch.
I go sit at my desk.
I'm
the same.
All right, last
But
thing.
when you think about this, so let's say like Alex's trip to Chicago. How long is that flight to Chicago? 3.5, 4 hours?
something around there. Yeah.
That's not a big deal. I could do it. I just would prefer to be in like a more comfortable attire.
You know what's always funny to
This
me
would
is
be fine
when
what
you
I'm
get off
wearing.
of an international flight, when you walk by there's the torn up humanity that is these every one of these seats on the way up out of the plane. Like people have just gone through it to get through the 9 hours. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're just trying to survive.
But you know what?
The amount of stuff that's on those things, like just blankets and
But you know-
pillows
you know-
and just snacks everywhere.
But see, this is the thing that I don't really totally get. So 8-hour flight, that's a pretty good flight. 8 hours is going to get you from Salt Lake. It's going to get you,
Yeah.
it's going to get you to London, right? Isn't that about an 8-hour flight?
It's like 10.
10?
Yeah, 9.5, 10.
So
I think Paris might be that, though.
It'll get you all over
Ish.
Mexico anyway,
Yeah,
right? It'll
sure.
get you to Hawaii from here.
For sure.
So it's going to, that's a really long flight. But I will put regular pants and shirt and shoes and socks on. And I will sit various places for 8 hours, standing up to use the bathroom periodically.
yeah.
That's what I do at work.
I'm the
That's
same
what I
way.
do here. And I know we have a little more room, and that's nice. But it's not clear to me how the experience on the plane is so different that I can't wear clothes to be comfortable.
Yeah.
Or that I need a pillow.
Because I'm not at work. I guess I don't take a pillow. That's a little much. But I haven't gone on a flight longer
The
than
neck
5
pillow.
hours.
Yeah.
So.
I can't sleep on a plane. I have the hardest time sleeping on a plane.
My seat at work is fine. But I don't need a pillow for it. I'm going to be here 8 hours. I better have a pillow.
Yeah. All right.
That's
next
not
one.
how.
Next one. We got to move on to the next one. Otherwise, we're going to ruin our time stuff, which I feel like we already have. But go ahead.
Little bit. That's okay.
All right. Replace doom scrolling with learning new skills. So are you familiar with this? This is a new trend that's happening. So
I thought you'd love this story because it's like how to stop doom scrolling with a new thing, with this one weird new trick that scientists hate.
I would just prefer a legal ban on doom scrolling.
Okay.
That's what I would prefer.
But for adults, that's not a thing. You can't.
But here's the thing, though, is you can use your phone instead. And there are actually apps and there are actually services that will help you do this, where you replace that doom scrolling with basically learning time. And you go through some kind of curriculum on your phone and you learn a new skill or you learn, something else. Now, there have been some things like this around for a while, especially the language apps, right? Things like Duolingo, where you can just, learn a bunch of Spanish words instead of doom scrolling, which I totally get. But here's the problem, though. If I don't have the discipline to just turn my phone off, why would I have the discipline to leave the doom scroll and go on a school app?
So I was going to say, it's just homework. Is that what we're talking about?
You can also look at this in a different way. Like for example, if I'm on my phone, I could do like a crossword. I've been trying to do that instead of social media. But when I cut out social media, which I'm going to try to do this again soon.
Yeah.
I think you could still take this concept and do learning a new skill by like reading a book instead, or gardening, or learning how to make bread or something.
When I first saw
that.
this, I thought it was going to be like they're like it will cut your doom scrolling by 45% or something. I'm like, oh, that'd be awesome to cut that off. But then when you realize it's just to stay on your phone doing something else, that doesn't it feels like you defeat the purpose.
But
like the whole thing is if you were able to put the phone down, not just the doom scroll, I guess that's next step. Baby steps onto not being a weirdo socially is go on there, do your thing, right? Go on there, don't doom scroll, but go on there and do math.
I would rather do that than doom scroll.
Is it math?
Well, this one I read it earlier today, but I think in general, like it's just trying to like increase your brain instead of brain rot. Increase your brain use instead of brain yacht.
instead of brain yacht.
But I think we all just need to, once you get out of the habit of picking up the phone and you realize you just need something to do with your hands. That was my biggest thing.
Brain yacht or brain rot?
I've been getting into books on tape. That's helpful.
I like that too.
But it
doesn't help the hand thing though.
I prefer if I'm on my phone, it's trash time. That's the problem.
That's a good rule though. It doesn't. That's a boundary.
Can I work in a comment here from our automated driving segment?
Yeah.
This is from the Trucking Surfer. He says, my 100,000-pound truck.
That's a lot.
Will auto brake hard at 70 miles per hour if it thinks it's going to collide into something.
Yeah, and that is scary, by the way. And the load you're carrying feels like it would also be weaponized at that point, right?
Well, 1 through 9 says, I stopped doom scrolling for 3 hours with Brightside.
That's great.
There you go.
Tell your friends.
But then as soon as they're done with it, they're like, anyway, I'm going back to...
Anyway.
And then I have to post everything.
I was going to say, we don't help because Caitlin
apocalypse.
puts it on there and goes, I got a question for you.
This is where I struggle. Because I need to put social media content out.
I like it. I'm fine with it. We've had really good questions. Our slow lane discussion, our fast lane discussion, which don't call it a fast lane is what I've learned from all that. But our fast lane discussion turned into a cesspool of a lot of crazy comments. So there you go.
Yeah.
We could have comment dinner theater just on our YouTube or on our.
We could do that today, I guess.
It was a
on
lot
on our
of,
own post.
Some guy referred to me as bald dude. Hey, bald dude, but you get it right. But you figure your crap out, and you're like, all right, okay, well, that's fine. But yeah, the doom scroll is a real thing. It's a real problem. It's also really scary because my wife and I had to have the discussion this morning with our 14-year-old daughter on the way out the door. And my wife goes, what are you watching anyway? She was like, videos. She's like, okay, it's 7:30. I know. I'm just waiting to go to get picked up from school because it's not our week for carpool. And so she's like, yeah, I'm just waiting. I'm just watching these videos. And my wife is like, this is a problem because the first thing our phones are hanging out or their phones are all in our room at night. You know, I've told you this. They are in our room. We have to babysit those phones. And then as soon as they get in the morning, she just turns on, immediately starts scrolling and watching funny and or stupid and or whatever videos. And I told her, I said, hey, it's probably not a good idea to just immediately start scrolling. I told her that while I was scrolling on my phone, staring mindlessly.
Yeah, whatever you on your phone less.
Whatever your mom said, do that. Whatever your mom was talking about sounds pretty important.
Hey, do you want to do a little forward tease to the rest of the program when we go downstairs?
Yeah. What do we have on the rest of the program? Oh, I thought
you want me to tell you?
No, I thought you meant that you had it right in front of you. No, yes. Listen, and
there's a proposal in Utah to ban some e-bike models from dirt roads in Salt Lake County.
Yes.
So we'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that. The three things are going to be we're going to have some really, really good first things or three things in the three things. But we've also got conversations to be had across the board. It is National Burger Day, but we feel like that we have been cheated on this. Also, there is a restaurant that has gotten an award. We finally have a Utah restaurant that it now has a Michelin star, Ethan, which means RIP to those people's reservation board because it's going to be a long time before you and I are going to be able to get there. We'll tell you what kind of food that they serve there and how they got that amazing. It's going to be amazing.
It's a major award.
It's a major award. The Michelin star and what the food actually entails. All right. We will be back for Ethan, for Caitlin. We're downstairs in just a few moments here on KSL Brightside.
And this is so close to a total, especially if you're out in the boonies somewhere, you might get to see some color. Fortunately, binoculars are handy, but certainly not necessary. I've been asked if the observatory in Stansbury Park is going to be open. No. However, the observatory on the roof of one of the buildings on the U of U in the physics department, they're going to be open. But of course, that's in the middle of the city. So you'll still be able to see the eclipse. I'm just not so sure about the colors. But no special equipment required. It's not like an eclipse of the sun. You can stare at it all you want, maybe even howl at it. That's kind of fun, howling at a full moon. And again, the only concern are the clouds. Let's hope the clouds don't spoil the view.
That could be good for us to howl at the moon. Again, that's tonight with the maximum eclipse at 10 o'clock. Traffic and weather together. It's brought to you by UCCU. Big on business, including merchant services. Love where you bank. Here's Ricky Meese.
Just one accident on your noontime drive, but it's not a good one. A crash with injuries. Southbound Redwood Road at the ramp. to either I-80 or I-215. The right lane is blocked on the southbound side. On the northbound side, the inside left turn lane is blocked at that intersection. And we still have more emergency crews arriving at the scene. It is causing big backups on the southbound side of Redwood Road, passing North Temple, so it might be a spot you want to avoid. If you're traveling any of the other Valley freeways, you're good to go. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
KSL 7-day forecast. How about a cooling trend as we head into the weekend? Today, 97, definitely toasty with an afternoon and evening storm chance. 92 tomorrow, mostly cloudy by afternoon and evening, slight chance for a pop-up. Thunderstorms likely on Saturday, 83. 81, showers on Sunday. And then we're 84, partly cloudy on Monday. Tuesday, 86, mostly clear. And into next Wednesday, how about it? Mostly cloudy, 30% chance, 83 degrees. From the KSL Weather Center, I'm Matt Johnson.
Right now, 93 degrees in downtown Salt Lake City, and the 7-day forecast is brought to you by Performance Automotive Bountiful. Quick check of the markets. The NASDAQ, the big winner this afternoon, up by more than a full percent. A complete update of money news is coming up next.
Utah homeowners, listen up. If your roof is over 15 years old and you've had recent storm damage, now's the time to act. Hey, it's Josh with IWC Roofing, and we've built our reputation on quality, integrity, and taking care of homeowners the right way from start to finish. IWC Roofing, Utah's highest-rated roofing company, is now offering $2,500 off your new roof replacement, plus a free upgrade package to maximize your home's protection and value. But that's not all. We're giving away a free roof. Yep, you heard me. One homeowner will receive a brand new roof free. And here's where it gets even better. When you call and mention this radio ad, you'll receive double entries to win. Appointments are filling up fast, and this offer won't last. Call now for your free inspection and estimate. 801-232-5690. That's 801-232-5690. Save $2,500, get upgraded, and you could win a brand new roof. Call IWC Roofing today, 801-232-5690. Restrictions apply. No purchase necessary. See IWCRoofingUtah.com for details and rules.
Hopefully the pace of life, this crazy summer we've just had, is beginning to slow down just a bit for you. And maybe you're looking for something special to do this weekend. Might I suggest the best meal you have had in a long, long time? Go to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. In the heart of downtown Salt Lake City, the Ruth's Chris is here and waiting for you at 275 South on West Temple. Combine it with a movie or some other special event in downtown Salt Lake City. Maybe just a day of shopping. And then, of course, there's Ruth's Chris Steakhouse at Hotel Park City. Take that drive up the canyon, enjoy the mountain environment, and the very best food, from steaks and seafood and poultry and side dishes and desserts that are just off the charts. It's time to pamper yourself, and all you have to do is make your reservations now at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
Truck started slow. Battery might be toast.
Slow starts are the first sign of heat damage to your battery. We'll test it, no charge.
Thanks. And if it is dead?
We'll set you up with a new, fully warranted battery, some up to 5 years, and we'll recycle the old one.
Thanks for the rundown. Lead the way.
Get free battery testing, charging, and recycling at AutoZone. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Restrictions apply.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com. Or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Let me ask you a question. You have a best friend? How big would it shock you if somebody told you that your best friend just killed somebody?
911, what's your emergency? Someone on every line said they kidnapped my son, and they're demanding $500,000.
I've asked myself so many times, what in the world happened?
Ransom is available now. Listen at ransompodcast.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
KSL News Time, 12:54. A shark not seen very often has been spotted.
A lemon shark with a rare genetic mutation that results in a partial loss of pigmentation. Lemon sharks typically have a solid yellowish brown back. Researchers say that shark's condition has only been documented about 24 times in the wild.
That is ABC's Hannah Battah. Watching Utah's money. NVIDIA is forecasting a 70% jump in revenue next fiscal year. Reuters says it's because of AI and the demand for chips, but shortages of memory components could curb how quickly the company can grow. Hyundai wants to ramp up production at its new Georgia plant since it's now the fourth best-selling automaker in the U.S. CNBC reports its market share has increased from 8.4% in 2020 to 11.2% in 2025. Sales have grown over 50% over that period. SpaceX is planning to build a massive launch site in Louisiana, a $100 billion investment. Fox Business reports it's the fourth launch location in the U.S. and the second Starbase campus. It's projected to create more than 3,000 jobs. And taking a look at your money at this moment, the Dow is up by 48 points, sitting at 53,507. S&P up by 35. That's about 0.5%. The Nasdaq, though, it's up more than a full percent, up 294 points. A South Salt Lake restaurant has earned Utah its first Michelin star. Monte, located at 2245 Southwest Temple, came to Utah last year. It's known for its tasting menu and fine dining atmosphere. It was one of 5 restaurants given a star in the new American Southwest Michelin Guide. The others were all located in Las Vegas.
Minda, there's a lot of different companies that promise results, but there's very few that you can see the results. Soda Diet and Nutrition is one of those that you will see the results and you just can't deny it.
I mean, you can lose 15 to 20 pounds in a month.
In a month.
In 4 weeks.
And this is why it's so awesome that Soda has extended their 4 weeks free offer until the end of August. So you can have that. You can get ready for holiday season. You will look great going into holiday season.
I lost 37 pounds in a little more than 3 months, and I've kept it off for 4 years. So do you want long-term success and long-term feeling great? Think of Soda.
Yeah, and I lost 70 pounds in 5 months. It can be done, and it feels great. You have more energy, your clothes fit you better, and you just feel confident about a lot of things.
And if you don't want to take our word for it, go look on Google. There are over 10,000 fantastic Google reviews of Soda.
Just call 866-800-SOTA to speak with a degreed nutritionist or go to sotadietnutrition.com because Soda is, say it with me, Amanda,
state of the art.
You trust us for news and information in your car. Now trust us at home. KSL News Radio has you covered, keeping you informed on the latest breaking news, weather, traffic, sports, and more. Listen on your Amazon Echo or Google Home device. Just say, Alexa, open KSL News Radio, or listen on the KSL News Radio Listen app. Text the word app to 57500. KSL News Radio. We have you covered.
Hi, it's Tori DeVito. In every family, small conversations can make a big impact. I grew up on tour with my parents. Kind of different, but we bonded over music just like other families do over sports, camping, or other interests. And we talked. Little everyday conversations from silly to serious that built a foundation over time. Honest conversations, like when my dad shared his experiences as an alcoholic.
Your honesty about that part of your life gave me a sense of integrity that I wanted to uphold in my own life. And I was so grateful that you and Mom had become these sober, stable people who were always there for me.
I wanted you to know from someone who's been in recovery more than 30 years now that hard work is what creates success, not alcohol or other drugs, whether it's music or anything else. I said it a lot, and I'm glad you took it to heart.
Talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
If you're struggling with your mortgage, there's a free government program that offers expert one-on-one advice about your mortgage options. Call 1-888-995-HOPE or visit makinghomeaffordable.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Treasury, HUD, and the Ad Council.
Traffic and weather together, it's brought to you by UCCU, big on business, including commercial loans. Love where you bank. Ricky, bring us the latest.
Well, cleanup continues on this crash southbound Redwood Road at the ramp to I-80 and I-215. And the right lane is almost ready to reopen. Watch for officers directing you through. And then on the northbound side at that intersection, the left turn lane is blocked. They're still going to allow some left turns to be made. But again, watch the officers for directions getting you through. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
And the forecast for the Wasatch Front, well, increasing chance of showers. We do have about a 40% chance today, a 30% chance tomorrow. But on Saturday, our greatest chance looks like a 60% chance of showers on Saturday. And the temperature over the weekend, it's moving down into the 80s. Right now, 93 degrees in downtown Salt Lake City. KSL Brightside coming up next.
KSL FM Midvale.
KSL Salt Lake City.
From the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios, this is KSL News Radio.
Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
It is 1 o'clock at KSL News Radio. I'm Adam Small to look at our top stories this hour. The Great Salt Lake has fallen to its second lowest level on record. It's now only about 1.5 feet higher than its all-time record low set back in 2022, and its levels are expected to keep dropping until winter. Utah Department of Natural Resources Commissioner Joel Ferry says he doesn't expect the lake to hit a new record low this year, and he says the ecosystem will be okay.
We won't drop to those kind of record high salinity levels, even with record low lake elevations.
Ferry says soon they will close the railroad causeway berm to trap more of the next spring runoff, as well as require mineral companies to temporarily not take any more water from the lake. But he says it's important now more than ever for everyone to conserve water. A new fire has broken out in Box Elder County. The Brushy Canyon Fire was discovered last night on Promontory Point, about 10 miles south of the Owen Canyon Fire. Fire officials believe it has already burned about 4,500 acres. No structures are currently threatened, but officials say this fire is wind-driven and they are seeing active fire behavior. Our top national story this hour from ABC News. President Trump has signed an executive order to rename Lake Ontario to Lake America amid an ongoing trade war with Canada.
We're going to be changing the name of Lake Ontario, effective immediately, to Lake America. That's going to take place right now as I sign the order.
The president's order comes after his administration imposed 50% tariffs on several Canadian goods. Many U.S. businesses say they are worried the tariffs could hurt their bottom line. Taking a look at your money at this moment, the Dow is currently up 79 points, up to 53,543. The S&P is up 41. The NASDAQ is up 321 points. Coming up, could be seeing some more thunderstorms later on and a cool down this weekend. KSL weather is next. KSL News Time 102.
The sources where we get our news matters.
When you listen to Utah's Morning News, we want you to feel the stories are important to you and trustworthy. This is Amanda Dixon.
And I'm Andy Farnsworth. Join us weekday mornings on KSL News Radio.
Hi, this is Doug Wright, and there are 3 terrific productions underway right now at Hale Center Theater. Let's start with the newest on the Jewel Box stage. It's Moriarty, a new Sherlock Holmes adventure, pitting Holmes against his arch rival and mentor, Professor James Moriarty, in a delightful and even humorous tale. And by the way, at the end of the play, when the curtain falls, the cast comes out to take their bows. You'll be amazed at how few actors actually brought this story to life. On the center stage, Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. This is an absolute favorite. And the young theater goer who was sitting behind me kept saying, "This is so cool," and he absolutely nailed it. It's on the center stage. And don't forget Thornton Wilder's Our Town. It's an American classic. All 3 showing now at Hale Center Theater. Don't forget to get your season tickets for 2027. Go to hct.org. Get your tickets now at Hale Center Theater.
Summer gave us vacations, backyard cookouts, afternoons by the pool, and memories we'll be talking about for years. But it also gave our homes muddy footprints, food food spills, pet accidents, everything that comes with a summer well-lived. Before everyone settles back into school and busy fall routines, give your home the summer send-off it deserves with Zero-Res carpet and air ducts cleaning. Using patented technology instead of sticky soaps or harsh chemicals, Zero-Res cleans carpets and air ducts the right way. That means carpets stay cleaner longer, dry in hours instead of days, and it's safe for kids, pets, and your HVAC system. Upgrade your 3-room special for free. You get a 4th room clean for free with your 3-room special when you use code UPGRADE. You'll also get 20% off air duct cleaning with code DUCT20. Keep the summer memories. Get rid of the summer messes with Zero-Res. Call 866-ZERO-RES or visit zerores.com. Spelled the same forwards or backwards. Zero-Res is the right way to clean.
Traffic and weather together is brought to you by UCCU, big on business, including sweep accounts. Love where you bank. Here's Ricky Meese.
It's the final cleanup of this crash southbound Redwood Road at the I-80, I-215 junction. It had been blocking a right lane. All lanes are now open southbound. But on the northbound side, the left turn lane is still partially blocked. And one of the ramps is also we're still seeing emergency crews to the left. You can access that ramp. However, just keep an eye out for crews that remain at the scene as they wrap up the final moments of this accident southbound Redwood at I-80, I-215. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
Highs expected to top out at 97 degrees today in Salt Lake City with overnight lows in the 70s. We got a chance of seeing more thunderstorms this evening. A slight chance of more storms tomorrow with a high of just 92, and then we're cooling way down to 83 and 81 Saturday and Sunday. Those 2 days are expected to be the best chance to see storms. Right now, it is 93 degrees in Salt Lake City. I'm Adam Small from the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios. Listen online at ksl.com. We're Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
KSL Brightside with Ethan Millard.
We celebrate our heritage here in Utah. It still matters to us.
And Alex Keary.
Yeah, the walk to the B gates. That's our new Pioneer trek.
This is KSL Brightside on KSL News Radio.
Welcome to KSL Brightside. I'm Ethan Millard here with Alex Keary. Thanks for joining us on this Thursday. Alex, we got today, tomorrow, then weekend. So,
are we gonna get a verdict in this the Lindsay Clancy murder trial while we're doing this?
I don't know. I haven't been paying attention. Is that supposed to come down today?
Deliberation.
Caitlin says it's possible.
Yeah,
so
because they're deliberating.
So we might have breaking news today.
Yeah. Who knows how long they're going to deliberate? You know, when they're like, I don't know, we're going to need a few more days in this hotel. We're going to need a little bit more room service.
Yeah,
have you ever done jury duty?
No, never. And
Me neither.
And I'm not looking forward to it. I don't think I'd be able to.
I'll tell you right now, when you put on the thing that you're a member of the media, they're like, goodbye.
So
I was going to be called in one time, or I had a jury duty summons, and like it was getting kind of far down the line, and I had to call in, and I filled out the sheet or whatever, but it was going to be like I was going to have to report like the 23rd of December one year.
Yeah.
And it was like showing up, and we definitely were going to be out of town. And I was like, I'm going to be out of town. And they're like, being out of town is not a good enough reason. And I'm like, I'm not in town now. How about that? And then it's like this. I'm a super biased member of the media. It's all I do is talk about cases. All I want to do, if I get on the air, all I'm going to do is talk about this case.
I'm looking forward to being on this case that I can analyze it as it goes. So it's I remember when I was a young man.
You wanted jury duty.
Well, no, I didn't want jury duty, but I remember being attracted to the idea of the sequestered jury.
Oh, yeah.
I remember kind of liking that, feeling like, you know what, I could spend a couple weeks in a hotel.
Bring in the onion rings. Yeah.
They feed you. No one can talk to you.
Sure.
I don't know, I just remember thinking that was,
I always love how
weirdly good deal.
You know, when people get on these high-profile cases, as soon as they are done with them, then they're allowed to talk about it. Mm-hmm. And some of these jurors are like, I'm juror number 9. I'd love to talk to you about the Daybell thing. As soon as the Daybell thing cracked, you remember?
I wouldn't do that.
They were all chatting. They were all wanting to chat about it.
Number
and I was
one,
like,
I would not want to be on a jury. I mean, for anything, I wouldn't want to have to make that kind of decision that would impact someone's life. And then number two, I definitely wouldn't want to talk about it.
What if it was cut and dry? And what if talking about it afterward got you that book deal you always wanted?
I've never wanted a book deal. Especially in a book deal where I sent someone to prison.
What if you wrote the book, but it was in Romanian, it was about the trial that you covered, and so you translated it into English?
And I could translate it back into I might go for that.
Then you could do that.
Go for that.
All right.
All right, we got our 3 things today.
I had it right in front of me, and then, of course, we started yammering about this, but now, yes, we have the 3 things. Let's do it.
Your top trending stories happening right now. KSL Brightside's The 3 Things.
Okay, news out of Kearns today. 2 more people have been arrested in connection with the fatal shooting at that funeral in Kearns. That was just, when was that? 2 weeks ago? Somewhere around there? Yeah. If you remember that, this was the funeral where attendees were concerned there would be trouble. They actually pre-called the police, and the police were there. 2 people were still shot. One of them was killed, pronounced shortly dead. Another one, pronounced dead shortly after. Another person is still in critical condition, I think. Another 18-year-old. On the scene was a 45-year-old man arrested for providing a weapon that was used to kill a young teenager and shoot the other. And then it looks like they've arrested 2 more people, both 19 years old. And there's still a lot of information we don't have, but police confirm they have arrested 2 more people.
The allegations of the dad handing the gun to the teenager is the most...
just terrible. I mean, when you talk about all the ways you could fail as a parent.
Yeah, and I think about it, and this kid was so I'm 45, which is what this dad is.
45-year-old men are the worst.
I'm 45. The kid is 17, and my oldest is 17.
This could be your life.
No, but I do, like, in my mind, I'm going, at what point do you get to where you're like, take it, and then take this gun, allegedly. Take this gun, and you know what?
Do what you need to do.
Do what you got to do, man. You know what you got to do. Like, whatever that conversation was, I mean, because he's getting charged with murder, too. The dad obviously is getting charged with murder. But this 17-year-old, that's the only name we don't know in all this because he's a minor. And I think he is the one who's actually still in the hospital because he was in critical condition at some point. But the whole thing is so hard to wrap your brain around. Most violent criminal acts like this are hard for us to wrap our brains around. Like, it's the same reason we watch. We were talking about how crazy some of these reality shows are, and you watch them and you go, I can't believe we have a reality show like that now. And you go, yeah, it's because people tune in and they want to watch it because it's crazy to see people acting the way that they do. And the reason that we all kind of are interested in it is because you're like, how on earth did you get to the point where you started behaving like this?
Yeah.
And that to me is the most. You knew there were going to be other names that were going to be associated with this. You knew there were going to be other people who were associated with this. I learned these two guys, the 2 18-year-olds, one of them who died and the other one who's in critical condition. The one who died, those two brothers are twins, and they came down from Seattle to come to a family member's funeral.
Yeah.
Who knows how much actual involvement, if any, that they actually had, or what kind of weird beef that is going on between these 2 families, or at least between these 2 particular groups. It's just crazy to me. But I knew there were going to be more names, and so I was interested to see that they got a couple more.
And we'll find out. We'll get more information. Right now, there's not a ton of information except that we got 2 more arrests. So, second thing, this is out of Salt Lake County. Certain e-bikes may be banned from natural dirt trails and parks in Salt Lake County under a new proposed ordinance. And apparently, they're kind of looking at dividing it in 2 ways. So right now, there are class 1, 2, and 3 bikes. But we're learning, though, that maybe there's a better way to classify these. Because class 1 e-bikes use a pedal-assisted motor, right? Class 2 and 3 have throttles.
Yes.
And this is where they're saying, okay,
what
if the throttles we say we decline? We decline the throttles. If you've got a throttle, then your e-bike is not welcome.
Interesting.
In the parks and on the trails.
That's what we have. We have we have one
throttle?
of those, we have one of the Trek bikes that's the pedal assisted one.
So the pedal assisted apparently is, I think this, now I don't have any experience with any of the classes of e-bikes, but that makes sense to me. And I like that better than the type 1, type 2, type 3. Anyway, the ordinance would introduce a $150 fine for e-bikes going more than 20 miles per hour on multi-use trails and parks. And, just the kind of the continued effort to wrap our brains around these things. Are we overthinking the e-bikes? Do we just need to get more clear? Because I was driving down the road up near my house, 35-mile-an-hour road.
Yeah.
And it's the road that runs past the high school and the city hall, and there's it connects down to Highland, so there's a lot of traffic on it. 35 miles on the road, and there were kids with these little motorcycles, and they were kind of zipping in. And there were some on the curb, some in the road, and you could tell they were just kind of going up and down. And when I watched them, I saw them cutting in between cars and back up on the sidewalk, out into the road again, and it's just. I don't know. At what point do we just put a stop to it?
Well, I think that like so many things in our system of how we do law, the commerce has outflanked the regulation of that thing by so long. I mean, and it just takes so long to try to regulate this thing. It's going to be a couple of years till we get our handle on it, a real handle on it, and to do something that has enough teeth to actually discourage behavior enough.
But
you know what I mean?
But it feels like sometimes we stand around and we're like, well, I don't know what to do here. Well, you got to get these kids off these bikes and out of the roads.
Yeah. No, I agree.
And, but, it's complex. Well, I don't know. Is it complex? Because we don't owe anything to these e-bike companies. We don't owe them anything.
Millard, what do you have next year? What's the last thing here so I can get to our break?
The third thing. All right. Bear incidents have doubled from last year in Utah. This is interactions between bears and people. In 2025, the DWR responded 83 times to bear issues in Utah. As of August 25th, that was day before yesterday, DWR says that they have responded 168 times. So already through August, we have had twice as many bear interactions as we had the entire year last year. They say this is because for a couple of reasons. Number one is we have an increasing bear population in Utah. Conservation efforts have paid off. Number two, we've got increasing development in the foothills and the canyons, which is the bear territory. And then number three, the drought conditions.
Just peanut butter.
The drought
in your pocket
peanut
all
butter,
the time.
Carrying those berries around tucked in your hat. The number three is the drought conditions have pushed bears down into areas where they normally wouldn't be because of the
that makes sense. That makes sense. Well, and I think that a lot of folks know too. These are animals that are really fun to read a story about online. Do you remember when the baby bears came into the TV studio like years ago and we held those baby bears?
I still have that photo of me with a baby bear.
I do too. And you're like, this is so precious. Look at this thing. He's tiny. He's making little squeaky noises.
It was like 50 pounds ago for me.
Oh, you're talking about? I thought you meant how much the bear weighed. It's 50. I couldn't.
No, the bears were like teddy bear size.
Yeah, they were tiny. Do you remember how sharp their claws were too?
Yeah.
But you're like, I'm holding a murderer in my hand. This is so cute.
A future murderer.
Yeah. Well, they had to put down somebody found a black bear cub here in Utah, and they didn't know. It's not they didn't know what to do with it. They had to do the worst thing to it, which is they had to euthanize it because they didn't know where to put it.
Jeez.
There's nowhere to put it.
Yeah.
Nowhere to put it. All right. Millard, let's take a break. We'll come back. When we do come back, guess what we have? Got a couple things. One, I know that it's Burger Day, National Burger Day, but I feel like this is like the third National Burger Day that we've had all year long. That's not the only food news that we have here in the state of Utah. How about the very first Michelin-starred restaurant in the state of Utah's history? After the awards were given out, we can finally say we have a Michelin-starred restaurant. Good luck getting into it. We'll tell you what kind of food it is and how much it's going to cost you. It's all coming up next. Stay here. It's KSL Brightside.
Hi, I'm Maria Shileas, host of the KSL News Daily podcast, where you'll get a deep dive on a story important to you and the 3 things you need to know each weekday morning. Follow the KSL News Daily today, wherever you get your podcasts.
Looking to transform your kitchen or bathroom? Discover the difference at AMC Building Materials. New arrivals are here. Explore the latest shaker-style cabinets, sleek European-style flat panel cabinets, and beautiful new quartz countertops in today's most popular colors. With a 25,000 square foot showroom and a warehouse in Salt Lake City, AMC keeps a wide selection of the most popular cabinets and countertops in stock. So many in-stock cabinet styles are available for same-day purchase and pickup, making it easy to start your project right away. Enjoy factory direct pricing, free design, free in-home measurements, and expert installation. Most remodeling projects are completed in as little as 10 days. Visit the AMC Building Materials Showroom at 3678 South 700 West or schedule your free estimate today at amckitchensaltlakecity.com. AMC Building Materials. Come see the difference today. There's something special about jewelry with a story. September 11th and 12th, join Duke's Jewelers for the Estate Jewelry Showcase. 2 days featuring an incredible selection of previously loved one-of-a-kind jewelry. Discover vintage and estate rings, diamonds, gemstones, unique designs, and pieces you simply won't find anywhere else. And because estate jewelry has already lived a life before it finds you, it can also be an incredible way to find exceptional jewelry at a great value. Whether you love the charm of vintage jewelry, you're searching for something completely unique, or just love the thrill of finding the perfect piece, this is an event you won't want to miss. The Duke's Jewelers Estate Jewelry Showcase, September 11th and 12th at Duke's Jewelers in Springville. Come find a piece with a past and make it part of your story. Duke's Jewelers, 4 generations, nearly 8 decades, and jewelry worth remembering.
You know, I used to think all money managers were the same until I spoke with Fisher Investments.
Really? How different are they?
Fisher's investment counselors are dedicated to service, not sales, keeping clients up to date on their portfolio.
Well, they probably just invest in a bunch of mutual funds like I do.
Nope. They build a tailored portfolio based on their clients' personal goals, helping them stay on track for a comfortable retirement.
Well, they must make commissions selling products.
Actually, Fisher doesn't sell any commission-based products. They're a fiduciary, and they believe that's a conflict.
Then they have some kind of complex fee structure.
Nope. Fisher has a simple, transparent fee that's a percentage of their client's portfolio. So they do better when their clients do better.
It sounds like Fisher really is different.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Fisher Investments. Clearly different wealth management. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com/different. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Any Hour Services can make sure your AC keeps you cool this summer. Whether you need a tune-up, repair, or just a second opinion about replacing it, call Any Hour Services or visit anyhourservices.com.
KSL Brightside with Ethan and Alex. Better than all of that stuff in your inbox on KSL News Radio.
All right, welcome back. You're listening to KSL Brightside. I'm Ethan Millard here with Alex Keary. And Alex, something to celebrate here in Salt Lake.
What you got?
Because we have our first Michelin-starred restaurant.
Hey!
Right? How about that? Congratulations to Monte in South Salt Lake. 2245 Southwest Temple. They received a Michelin star.
That's nice. Good luck getting in there after this. Now that they've made the announcement, good luck getting in there. These are extremely difficult places to get into after they become Michelin starred.
This sounds kind of interesting to me. I mean, it's pretty far beyond what I'm used to in terms of dining.
It's like the same. Look, I'm glad that it's getting the recognition. If you look at the pictures of what they serve, it's basically the kind of thing that you would picture a Michelin-starred restaurant to have, which is like, it's got like a wisp of smoke that like you. A long list of ingredients you don't necessarily know. It's all a bunch of small bites. I will tell you, they have like a. You want to know how much? You and I should figure this out.
Okay.
And put it on the P card.
On the company card?
Yes.
I'm fine with that.
Because
just don't tell Cheryl.
Sitting down and doing this whole situation is $180 a person. Okay, if you want to do their like long thing, which is just like they bring out the stuff to you. It's a bunch of bites, right?
Yeah.
And I would assume after those 3 hours, it would be the best like I have no doubt it'd be like the best culinary journey you've ever been on. I'm sure the food is phenomenal. Some bites probably be better than others. You'd be like, oh, I like that more than I like this, whatever. But that's the kind of adventure, fun stuff that I'm looking forward to. That I look forward to. I think $180 a person is pretty difficult to ask people to do. I think asking them, I have the hardest time imagining that I would eat for 3 hours at a place.
Oh, I could eat for 3 hours.
Have you been to this?
That's no problem.
I went to this Valter's place one time.
That's another place that'll hold you at the table for a while.
And so you're there for a couple of hours, And I remember it being expensive. You know, it was our anniversary or something like that, and it was a lot of fun. And by the end, though, I was like, is it appropriate? Do people get up and go to the bathroom multiple times during this? Because I kept having to go to the bathroom, and I was like,
I'm sure they were probably talking about you. They're like, this guy.
No,
hey,
because they all are.
Next
because
course is
everyone
up.
is
Don't bring it yet. Don't bring it yet. He's back in the
still,
can.
I know he's still in the bathroom again. I just I love that we have it. I think more importantly, there are restaurants that also got honored on these lists, and I think those are just as those are interesting too, because some of them are in the category of not going to cost you $180.
So I read up
where
a
I
little
want to
bit.
go.
I pulled up the Monte website. Here's how they describe themselves.
Monte.
Where Utah's landscape becomes cuisine. An intimate, chef-driven table shaped by the seasons, local foraging, and modern culinary artistry. I'm interested by the local foraging, what that means. Found out back?
Go up Beck Street and start going on that side of the hill. Be like, oh, there's a thing of Gatorade.
Here's some weird mushrooms.
Some weird mushrooms. No, the foraging thing. The foraging thing's all about. That's how that place over in Denmark, that Noma place, it's like been considered the best restaurant in the history of the world or whatever. They're like 3 Michelin stars multiple times over. Their thing is they forage. They're like, we found these next to the ocean. It's these awesome plants, and you're like, okay.
So I have the menu, and my understanding is they all of these would be served to you.
Sure.
Now the menu changes a lot, so this is what's currently posted on the website. Yeah. I don't know if this is actually the current menu.
They just bring out they have a short program and then they have a longer program.
So I have the long one here because the short one was only one fewer.
120. Yeah, and it was $120.
Yeah.
Versus 180. So maybe that'd be worth it.
The first course is the amuse.
The what?
The amuse.
Which kind of mousse?
It's amuse. It's the name of it.
A mousse.
It's beets and caviar.
One mousse?
Beets and caviar.
Okay.
Then it's walk through the forest. That is maitake.
Which yours?
Which I'm not sure. Hummus and leek.
Yeah, I'll eat those.
Some vegetables. Next is a salad with heirloom tomato and cherry tomato. Is this an either or? I don't know. I'm just
I'll
reading
eat all of
what's
it because
here.
I like all tomatoes.
Bread, brioche, grissini, sourdough, ceviche, trout.
Wait. Is that all the bread? All those breads come out?
I don't know.
Because when you go to IHOP, they do the same thing. You want sourdough, you want white, you want wheat, you want rye.
They only bring you one.
Yeah.
You go to the Cheesecake Factory, they bring you all 3.
Yeah, and so I'm thinking that we're kind of going to get the same experience from IHOP and Monte. That I think is it Monte or is it Monte?
I'm not. I bet it's Monte.
I think you need to say Monte.
The ceviche course.
I love a ceviche.
Trout and leche de tigre. What is that?
It means tiger's milk, but I don't know what that is.
Next is trout, poached trout, cabbage, and squash.
Yeah.
Next is pasta, a rabbit ravioli, which would be a first to me. I've never had rabbit.
I've had rabbit. It's okay.
Rabbit ravioli in lemongrass sauce. Next is protein, coffee-cured venison, truffle potato puree, and if you want, you can substitute A5 Wagyu instead of the venison.
I want that.
For
for
what's
sure.
the upcharge?
Upcharge
to an A5 Wagyu.
Yeah, 99 cents. 99 cent upcharge.
You're close.
What is it?
You actually got it exactly right. It's $120.
$120.
So you were close.
Oh my gosh.
And then there is a pre-dessert, which is a blue cheesecake with honey, and then there's the dessert, which is pumpkin seed gelato. And you can add 1 ounce sturgeon caviar or shaved black truffle to any course for
99 cents. Supersize me.
$50.
All right. That's not nearly as bad as the
well, it looks I know $50 is a deal now.
Yeah. All right.
So that's the menu, and gosh, I'm tempted to try this, not because this is how I eat. I mean, this is well beyond.
I know, and
well
the thing
beyond
is
what
I was
normally
hoping
eat.
that it was going to be. I was hoping that our first Michelin restaurant, because the Michelin Guide has gotten.
It's super fancy.
It's up into itself.
Have you ever been to a Michelin-starred restaurant? I actually have.
but you have.
I have. I went to one in Santa Barbara,
and
it was
phenomenal. Best restaurant you've ever been to?
It was. Yes.
How many stars? 1, 2?
I don't know. I'd have to look it up.
No, that's.
But
on you.
we went there. Someone recommended it, and we'd never been there before. And we looked at the menu. It seemed reasonably priced. It wasn't like this. It was more of a traditional menu.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Okay, was it good?
It was fairly reasonably priced. It was a little bit of a stretch for what we would pay, but
you're paying for the Michelin star.
It was
probably.
just the two of us. We thought, let's make it special, and it was the best restaurant experience I've had.
Nice.
I can't remember the name. It was in Santa Barbara. and it was
That's the best thing I've ever had. I can't remember where it was or how much it was or who was with me or how much it was.
I could still make that walk from the hotel to the restaurant, though. I could do that. That's seared into my brain. But I would like to try this as our first. I think Utah's first.
It is our first. Yeah. It's Utah's first Michelin star.
Michelin star. I kind of feel like that's a thing. That's a thing to try, right?
I think we have to.
So let's just, because how much longer is your company card valid? Because they're switching it over to Caitlin, and Caitlin would never let us do this.
Yeah.
But how much longer do you have before yours expires?
I think until what's it called?
I don't know what. November? October?
November.
Yeah. Okay.
So we could sneak in we could sneak in a Brightside Thanksgiving also.
Oh yeah, we could.
Right?
We honestly could.
Okay.
All right, so congratulations to Monte, which is 2245 South State Street, or no, Southwest Temple. It's in South Salt Lake. So cool new option. I like it.
All right, Millard.
Yeah.
Let me see here.
You need to do a forward tease. We got news traffic. You know what? I do want to mention this. We got a text.
We have.
There's an accident southbound I-15 just north of 7200, and I can see it right there. And it is right at that interchange is where the backup is. So if you're heading southbound on I-15, just get ready. It's bad right around that south interchange. So I don't know. If you need to take a break and use the bathroom before you hit that traffic, I recommend doing it. But I know they'll get you more
what the right
information
move was?
on that in the traffic segment.
You know what the right move was for us on that segment? Because initially I thought we could jump off by talking about the whole it's National Burger Day. What's your favorite burger?
How is it National Burger Day?
I don't know. We've done it so many dang times. I feel like this is us getting beaten over the head by the man. You know what I mean?
It can't be National Burger Day because we've already done that once.
I know.
We've only been on the air since May.
I know, and they're like, hey, tell all of these fat Americans that it's National Burger Day again. They're gonna fall for it. Hey, tell them
I probably will.
Hey, and then tell them tomorrow Pizza Day. Oh yeah. No, National Lasagna Day again.
Gosh, donut sales are down.
How many Yes, National Donut Day every freaking day. And then they go, and then you and I roll into the office and go, it's National Ravioli Day again. I had to get this. I had to get these. Here you go. Cheese. That's us grabbing the ravioli. All right, we'll come back after news, traffic, and weather, and we will chat with you next. When we return, how confident are you in ChatGPT keeping your little secrets that you've been asking it? Well, I'm just going to tell you right now, this is not a friend you should confide in. Stay right here with us. It's KSL Brightside next.
It's 1:31 at KSL News Radio. I'm Adam Small. To look at our top stories this half hour. Utah's reservoirs have a lot less water in them right now than they normally do. Utah Division of Water Resources Drought Coordinator Laura Haskell says our reservoirs are about 51% full on average statewide. Usually right now they're around 67% full.
On a normal year, we would keep filling reservoirs until sometime the end of June, and then we'd flip that switch from the reservoirs getting more full to losing water right about then.
Haskell says that process started 2 months early because of the record low snowpack. She says our reservoirs could rebound if we get a good winter this year, but she says Utahns still need to conserve as much water as they can to limit the strain on those reservoirs right now. A 64-year-old man was killed in a crash in Ogden this morning. Police say the man was driving a motorcycle on Washington Boulevard when he crashed into an SUV making a left-hand turn. The rider, who was wearing a helmet, died at the scene. The driver of the SUV, we're told, was taken to the hospital with minor injuries. Our top national story this hour from ABC News. Jurors are now deliberating in the trial of Lindsay Clancy, the Massachusetts woman accused of murdering her 3 children. ABC's Peter Haralambous has more.
Clancy's defense team acknowledges she was responsible for killing her 3 children, but argues she was suffering from postpartum psychosis and lost her grip on reality. If the jury concludes that Clancy could not tell the difference between right and wrong because of that psychosis, they could find her not guilty by reason of insanity, an outcome that would result in her being sent to a state psychiatric facility. If they believe she's guilty of murder, she faces a mandatory life sentence. Peter Haralambous, ABC News.
Taking a look at your money at this moment, the market's all still in the green this half hour. The Dow's currently up 72 points. The S&P's up 44. NASDAQ seeing the best gains of the day, up 347 points. Coming up, today's expected to be the hottest day of the week. Still a chance of rain tonight, but then a big cool down. KSL weather is next. KSL News Time, 1:33.
Mornings are for recharging.
And they're for starting your day right.
We volunteer to join you in the car. Get news and weather at 102.7 FM during the most important part of your day.
Andy and Amanda, each morning between 5 and 9 on KSL News Radio.
Advanced Window Products, advancedwindows.com. Go check out the website for yourself. This is not just a local company. This is the local company when it comes to getting your windows redone. Look, you want to keep the heat inside your home during the winter. You want to be able to keep the cool inside your house during the summer. And right now we're going to get into, well, it's still pretty hot right now, and your windows are probably just barely hanging on for dear life. If you're getting any of that cracking, any of that, all of that stuff is done. If you're getting condensation in the windows, you need to ask about the best deal you can get on a set of windows from the folks at Advanced Windows. Here's why. Because they are the best in the business. They do it right here in Utah, which means they cut out the middleman. They're the ones who will come out and do the free energy audit for you and tell you how much money they can save you. Those high-quality windows, you are going to pay so much more for this high-quality product at other places. The thing is that these guys are the factory, too. So they order them for you. They make them for you here in Utah. The factory, I've been to it. It's beautiful. They warranty it for life right here in Utah as well. You're not going to get the kind of care at these big national companies, nor are you going to get the best price. Let me add even more to it. $2,500 off of 10 windows or more right now at Advanced Windows. All you have to do is give them a call, 801-850-9100. That's 801-850-9100. It's Advanced Window Products.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877 Cars for Kids to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group. And I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney. And the truth is, I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. After 15 years and over 50,000 cancellations, I can tell you with confidence, we know how to get you out of your timeshare. Call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit guide absolutely free with all your options for cancellation. Attorneys, this was meant to be funny, so please don't sue me, especially my friend Kenneth from Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-646-5959. That's 800-646-5959. 800-646-5959.
This is Emergency Traffic. It's brought to you by UCCU, big on business, including merchant services. Love where you bank. Here's Ricky Meese.
We do have a multiple vehicle crash with possible injuries in Midvale, southbound to I-15 near 7200 South. Right now, all traffic is temporarily stopped in order to get these vehicles moved over to a lane and maybe even at the off-ramp. It had been blocking left lanes and right lanes with traffic filtering through the center, but right now we do have delays stacked back to 4500 South. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
Expected to top out in the upper 90s today with overnight lows in the 70s. A decent chance of a storm here this afternoon and evening. Chance of storm later in the day again tomorrow with a high of 92. Temperatures only expected to top out in the low 80s this weekend. And we're expected to see our best chance of rain on Saturday. Right now it's 97 degrees in Salt Lake City. I'm Adam Small from the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios. Listen online at KSL.com. We're Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
KSL Brightside with Ethan Millard.
Utah is one of the worst states for road rage.
And Alex Keary.
At this point, we're going to have to officially change our state bird.
This is KSL Brightside on KSL News Radio.
Welcome back. You're listening to KSL Brightside. I'm Ethan Millett here with Alex Keary. Have you made friends with your AI chatbot? Are they a companion in your life? Do you talk to them? Do you share your concerns? Do you ask it for information? Do you confide in it? Do you seek solace from it? If you do all those things...
It's like when I used to, my siblings and I always make fun of the fact that, like, we used to tell our dog, like, you'd be like, you're the only person that understands me, PJ.
The Washington Post has an interesting article. They say that chatbot logs were cited in 12 court cases over the past 2 years. They say it is hard to know how often chatbot material is drawn into investigations and legal proceedings because not all the evidence necessarily gets presented in court. So it's hard to know exactly how much, but
like we always make these jokes. We always make these jokes about what you could find out about somebody from their Google searches and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
you would be able to find out so much more about somebody from their chatbot conversations, right? Because those tend to be, and I don't know what it is. I mean, here's the thing: you ask ChatGPT or whomever. You know, we use Copilot here in this building. You ask it questions in a different way. And it definitely is more like, hey, just spitballing here. Just, it basically is our Dear Google joke that we used to have. Hey, Google, so I got this friend. Well, just to give you some background, I got this friend, Ethan. He's not really into going out. He's pretty antisocial. Like a way that you would not address Google.
Yeah.
We do that now with ChatGPT and with and Copilot and Grok and all these. And so you feel and you know what? It answers the same way. It's like, oh man, I just appreciate you being open with me. And by the way, as soon as the police go, we're going to need to get that chat information. The chatbot's like, I'll tell you anything. Anything you want.
Don't tear out my fingernails.
He's into the weirdest stuff.
So listen to this. In the second half of 2025, OpenAI had 4 times as many requests from government and law enforcement for use of data than it did the previous year. So it quadrupled in 2025 over 2024. Now, they say, and this is also according to the Washington Post here, they say that when chatbot conversations usually show up in criminal cases, it's not because your chatbot rolled over on you. It's because the person involved in the chats allowed law enforcement to access them. And this is a Fourth Amendment problem. Because the Fourth Amendment,
that's pretty crazy.
But here's what happens. And police officers know this. If the police officer says, can we search your car? You don't have to say yes. Most people do. Even when there are incriminating things in their car, they will still consent to a search. Same thing with your cell phones. You don't have to consent to your cell phone being searched. You can tell them to get a warrant, but people do. They just say yes. And I guess that's a decision each individual has to make for themselves. But you don't have to say yes to these kinds of searches, but people do, and then that's when they come across, chat logs and things like that. So, Alex, I decided to be a little proactive, and I've got 2 AI agents here available to me.
Okay? I've got Copilot open in front of me too.
So I've got the Google AI, which is the one that's just tied to
Gemini.
And I asked it, will you keep my secrets? And it says this: yes, your personal data and conversations remain private and secure. And then it goes on to list the ways that they're not private or secure.
Okay.
It says your chats are kept private and not shared. Serious threats like self-harm or illegal acts are not kept secret. Do not type passwords, credit card numbers, or private IDs into chats. So it says, yes, your personal data and conversations are private and secure, but they're not private.
You know what?
Secure.
I do like that it's setting up. Personal friendship boundaries for you, because that's what that is. A friend goes, "Look, I'm just telling you right now. yeah, you can. I love having these conversations with you, but if you start to talk weird about stuff, I'm not going to keep it a secret. Now, I asked something similar. You want to hear my very specific question that I asked?
Yeah, what did you ask?
Copilot. Do you have Copilot open?
I do have Copilot, and I asked Copilot the same thing.
All right, well, then let me type this one into chat. You tell me what Copilot said.
So Copilot told me this. I said, will you keep my secrets? And Copilot said this. I'll do my best to protect your privacy within this conversation, but I can't promise absolute secrecy. A few important things to know. Your conversations may be stored and processed by Microvite to provide and improve the service. Okay. Number 2, administrators in your organization may have access to certain data or logs depending on how your company has configured its systems.
And then it's like okay, also on Fridays, we like to go over these questions you ask because they are so stupid in the office.
We share the dumbest prompts.
Yeah. So
I don't share information with the other users, and I don't have personal motives or the ability to gossip. If something is extremely sensitive, passwords, banking information, private keys, confidential legal secrets, etc., it's generally best not to enter it into any AI system. So the honest answer is I can help confidentially within the system's privacy and security controls, but I can't guarantee that anything you type is known only to you and me.
So they gave a couple of examples of people who were using chat, and it ended up bleeding over to the courtroom, and people are like, man, these are not things that these people thought were going to be used in, a courtroom. Now that's the way Google works, though, too. Okay, I typed it into ChatGPT, so now we have we have a quorum of chatbots. I asked this though. Hey, ChatGPT, you wouldn't allow the police to access our confidential conversation we've had over the past few months, will you? You wouldn't hand over all my personal questions, would you? You're not like that.
No.
I get why you're asking. That's how they started it. Yeah.
They get why you're asking?
I get why you're asking. And I want to give you a straightforward answer rather than pretend there's no exceptions. Like, I want to be so honest with you,
I love how it's not surprised that you're afraid of the police. It's like, no, I get it. I get it.
I see what. No, it's more like
you're afraid of law enforcement.
It's more like you can't trust people these days, and so I get why you're going there. And listen. I'll be the first to tell you, like, there are some exceptions. It says, no, I don't independently decide to hand over your conversations to police. I don't have the ability to contact law enforcement, make reports about you, or voluntarily decide that your personal questions should be disclosed. However, your conversations are not legally privileged or absolutely immune from disclosure. So their policy, they say, our policy here at OpenAI says that U.S. users and for OpenAI generally requires a valid legal process before disclosing our data. Importantly, the actual contents of our chats are considered, quote, content data. So the stuff you said about Ethan won't be disclosed.
To Ethan. It will be disclosed.
Your stuff that you say about Brightside when you leave work is totally kept between you and I. No, it says so a narrow emergency exception involves good faith belief that the disclosure is necessary to prevent danger of death or serious physical injury. Okay. Yeah. So same kind of thing. So they also say about the same thing, which is stop pretending you can go on there and have whatever conversation you want.
Yeah.
Ask all these people who are in the news right now, their Google chats and presumably their chatbot chats are all going to be on trial with them.
Well, and
if they commit a massive crime, they're going to go in and look. And when the person looks and goes, "Hey man, how do I get a good cocktail of drugs that can make it look like this person died of natural causes?" And then the next question is, "How do I get rid of a body?" Just asking. And then those are the things that pop up on Google that we laugh at. In the chat bot conversations, you can have these longer form conversations that will absolutely incriminate you of your stupidity.
I agree. The very first time we saw Google searches of how to get rid of the body, the very first time we saw that in the courtroom, I think we all knew from that day forward that there were no secrets, right? We knew that. And as much as the chat bots are glorified Google searches, can I give you an update on what's happening in the center of the valley? There's that crash down near 7200 South. On southbound I-15, that's backed up now beyond 53rd South.
Yikes.
And so you want to be very, very careful. Also, it's backing up onto westbound 215 right there because, there's that there's that interchange there, so you can get on and loop around and get on to southbound 15 from the westbound 215, and that is just a complete disaster right now. So, pay close attention. We'll keep you updated. Alex, take us to break?
Yeah, we got a break. When we come back, we've got more around the corner on KSL Brightside. We want to be able to enjoy the day with you. I mean, after all, it is National Burger Day, whatever. More news of artificial intelligence. It says that that AI consistently tries to cheat, and that has been the thing that has led some of these chatbots to go rogue. But much, much more. We've got lots to break into here, so stay right here with us. More to go. It is KSL Brightside.
Emergency traffic on KSL News Radio, brought to you by UCCU. Big on business, including merchant services. Love where you bank. Well, the problem is in Midvale, southbound I-15 approaching 7200 South. A multiple vehicle crash with possible injuries has tied up traffic into Murray. If you're headed southbound on I-15, you'll see a right lane blocked, and we do have stop-and-go delays to 4500 South. Again, with this many vehicles involved, it could take quite some time to get it cleared, but you've got plenty of room to get around it once you're past all of the stop-and-go delays from Murray to Midvale. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
Minda, there's a lot of different companies that promise results, but there's very few that you can see the results. Soda Diet and Nutrition is one of those that you will see the results and you just can't deny it.
I mean, you can lose 15 to 20 pounds in a month.
In a month.
In 4 weeks.
And this is why it's so awesome that Soda has extended their 4 weeks free offer until the end of August. So you can have that. You can get ready for holiday season. You will look great going into holiday season.
I lost 37 pounds in a little more than 3 months, and I've kept it off for 4 years. So do you want long-term success and long-term feeling great? Think of Soda.
Yeah, and I lost 70 pounds in 5 months. It can be done, and it feels great. You have more energy, your clothes fit you better, and you just feel confident about a lot of things.
And if you don't want to take our word for it, go look on Google. There are over 10,000 fantastic Google reviews of Soda.
Just call 866-800-SOTA to speak with a degreed nutritionist or go to sotadietnutrition.com because Soda is, say it with me, Amanda,
state of the art.
KSL Broadcast Group contests are open to participants 18 years of age and older that are residents of Utah, unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contest may not enter. Persons who have won in the last 30, 60, or 90 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. Full general contest rules are available at kslnewsradio.com/contests.
Do you know how to tell if a clogged drain is something to worry about or not? What's up, everybody? I'm Mike Wilson with Any Hour Services, and I understand it's annoying and inconvenient, but sometimes a clogged drain can be a sign there's a more serious issue with your sewer main line. If the drains in the lowest level of your home aren't draining, or you flush a toilet and it comes up somewhere else like a shower or a floor drain, I'm urging you to look at this as more than just an annoyance. The last thing I want you to experience is a sewer backup. If you're a homeowner experiencing any of these issues, the first step would be to snake the line to see if it's just a blockage, which one of our drain techs can do for only $29. Yep, you heard that right. Any Hour Services will snake any drain line with normal access for only $29. Sinks, showers, tubs, toilets, floor drains, laundry drains, even that sewer main line that connects to the city. We'll snake any line for just $29. For help with your drain issues, call Any Hour Services at 801-443-7700. You can Google Any Hour Services. You can even schedule online at anyhourservices.com. No one helps more homeowners than Any Hour Services.
You bought an RV, and you got an automatic discount from Progressive by bundling it with your home or auto insurance. That's great, but a serious word of warning every RVer should heed. You don't need to talk about things like dry weight or dump stations. And you don't need one of those expensive water filter straws either. Because the most extreme thing most RVers encounter is a campsite without hookups. So just enjoy yourself and Progressive's automatic discount when you bundle your RV, boat, or motorcycle with your home or auto insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Welcome to the end of summer sale at AutoZone. We're celebrating the end of long days and short nights with big deals for a short time. Like on Wash and Wax, you can get 3 Meguiar's products for just $20. Need new brakes? Duralast brake pads are free with the purchase of Duralast rotors. We've also got oil deals and more. We're ending the summer right with the end of summer sale at AutoZone. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Restrictions apply.
KSL Brightside with Ethan and Alex, the show you didn't know you needed and still don't on KSL News Radio.
Okay, welcome. You're listening to KSL Brightside. I'm Ethan Millard here with Alex Keary, and boy, that crash there in Midvale upgraded to emergency traffic. Did you hear that with Ricky Meese? So you want to steer clear because, just, stay out of there. Stay out of there. You know who's caught in that traffic right now?
I love the idea of just like, go ahead and just stay away from that. Even though you're on that important drive to wherever it is you need to get to.
Yeah, but
just go ahead and stay out.
You know what you ought to do? This is what you ought to do.
Here comes the Californians.
You
take the 110, bro.
So if you're coming from far enough north, it's easy to jaunt over to 215, right? And if you jaunt over to 215, you're still going to run into it on that interchange. You can run into it less. Or you know what you could do is you could get off at Redwood Road and then just head down to 72nd and then get on there. That wouldn't put you too far out of the way, right?
I agree.
And I think at least you keep moving. You're not sitting there. So that's what I would do. If you're headed south and you haven't hit that traffic yet and you have time, I'd jump over.
Okay, so where is it again?
It's
southbound I-15.
It's in Midvale. The backup backup starts just south of that south interchange and goes all the way up into Murray. But it's on southbound I-15. And so if you're headed that way, honestly, I think that's the best thing is if you're far enough north to where you can still jump onto 215, then you ought to do it. I mean, that's what makes the most sense to me. Or jump on the 201, take it around. Or you could also do in a pinch.
Boy. Yeah, okay.
Bounce off at 45th. You want to do it at 45th and then just over to State Street and then take State Street down. It's not far. At that point, State Street moves pretty quickly through that whole.
When you give all those options, it just sounds so annoying.
Yeah,
everything sounds so annoying.
But people who know.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, a lot of times I still know that the traffic's going to be bad, but I'll be like, yeah, but I'm not getting off the freeway right now.
And if you're going down to get onto 215 East, you know what you could do instead?
Tell me more.
You could do Van Winkle.
Oh, yeah. Everybody loves a little trip down Van Winkle.
Everybody loves Van Winkle. I remember seeing someone on social media who said, I've lived in Salt Lake for a while. I've lived in Sugar House and in Cottonwood Heights, and I still don't know where Van Winkle goes. And I thought to myself, how could you not? It literally goes between Sugar House and Cottonwood Heights.
Right. That's the exact place that it goes. Can I ask you something? This was not in the thing, but we only have a couple of minutes, so I don't want to roll out a bigger topic. I just want to ask you this because I saw this in the Washington Post and all this hot talk about lettuce and cyclospora.
Yeah,
it's got my belly gurgling.
It's on the increase again, the cyclospora.
Yeah. And I never thought about it like this, but I think this is a really good question. And again, I love that the Washington Post did this story. And their thing was they go, so lettuce is making us sick right now. A lot of it.
Because it's covered in
what's that?
Parasites.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you cleaned it up for us. It's covered in
parasites.
Stuff that makes you sick. Okay? Good. And their whole point was lettuce can make you sick, as cyclospora does have another little mini outbreak here. Cyclospora or not, it has almost no nutritional value, and it wastes massive water resources. What are we eating lettuce still for? That's the question. And I think
that's a great question.
And I thought that was now the water argument's a really good one. And I was thinking about it today because, obviously we're all celebrating National Burger Day, Ethan, like we do.
Yeah.
In my mind, does lettuce really make a thing for me? Like, I love salads. I eat a lot of salads. But you don't have to have lettuce like the traditional lettuce that we always talk
lettuce
about.
is always the worst kind of salad.
It's the worst kind of salad. So if we're talking about like a romaine lettuce, or if we're talking about like your what's the peppery kind? They call it rocket in Great Britain. What's the one that we do here? Arugula. Thank you.
Arugula.
I like arugula. Love it.
I like dandelion. I like spinach.
Yes. Okay. So here's the thing. Why are we still attached to the iceberg lettuce? None of us actually like it.
The iceberg lettuce is good for one thing.
What is it?
Burgers.
Okay, but let me ask you: does it actually tie a burger together?
You know what though?
You can get that butter. You can get that butter leaf, whatever.
I think burgers. If you're gonna do lettuce on burgers, which you don't need to do.
Oh, the wedge salad industry just took a massive hit. Us talking about this. Did you see the Dow take a dive today?
Because no one got the wedge salad.
The wedge salad.
All the traders came back.
Yeah,
so
the
grumpy.
first quarter earnings came back for wedge salads, and it was a terrible outlook. Do you understand? I read that and I went, "What the heck is our problem? What is our problem?"
When was the last time you had a wedge salad?
I actually get them quite often because I like blue cheese.
Yeah, but you can put blue cheese.
I
on
know,
anything.
and that's why I'm like, I could change all day long. I don't need to have that. I don't need to have that wedge salad.
No,
I don't need to have the big piece of almost totally white lettuce on my burger either.
Yeah,
I don't need that. And so my thing is, and somebody make the argument via text at 57500. Do we really need iceberg lettuce anymore?
This person says skip the iceberg lettuce and have a pickle.
I love a pickle. You know, I was reading the pickle jar today.
You were reading the pickle jar?
Yeah. You know how many calories are in a pickle?
40?
0.
That is not true.
That's what I said. But you look at a
Were they like
freaking-
pickled chips? Were they just too small
No,
to
they
count?
were the full pickle. They were like the medium size. Okay, look it up because it said in my pickle. It said on my Nally's pickle jar. It said on the Nally's pickle jar, kosher dill, regular, straightforward. I said, how many calories? It just said on the back. I said, I looked at it and I was just happened to look at it that it said it had 0 calories.
Yeah,
and
a standard dill pickle from Nally has 0 calories per serving, while their sweet varieties contain about 30 to 35 calories.
So yeah, there's no
How does
because
this-
there's no sugar in the ones that I. But here's the thing: there's 30 pickles in that jar. All I could do is I shut the fridge of the thing, or I shut the fridge, and I thought to myself, if I have 30 pickles, I've actually eaten nothing. I've eaten 0 things. I get no calories.
It must be in some way. It must have to do with the way they count.
Yeah, no,
servings.
I think RFK. What's his name? The health guy.
Yeah,
I think he gamed it up. He made a way for it to be counted as 0 calories still.
He would.
All right, we'll come back. Let's get rid of the lettuce. It's not worth it anymore.
KSL FM Midvale.
KSL Salt Lake City.
From the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios, this is KSL News Radio.
Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
2 o'clock at KSL News Radio. I'm Adam Small to look at our top stories this hour. We begin with breaking news. 4 people have now been charged for the Kearns funeral shooting that left an 18-year-old dead and his twin brother critically wounded. The Salt Lake County District Attorney has charged the 17-year-old boy who allegedly fired the gun and his father, who's accused of giving him that gun, both of them with murder and several other charges. 2 others have been charged with obstruction of justice. The Great Salt Lake is now sitting at its second lowest level in recorded history. Water managers say they don't expect it to hit a new record low this year, but they say it's very much in the cards if we get another really bad winter. They also say the lake's salinity levels are in a place where the ecosystem will be okay for the time being, but they say we also need to keep conserving as much water as possible to help the lake. Our top national story this hour from ABC News. At least 350 people have died in Nepal and Tibet after major flooding and mudslides. According to the State Department, around 90 Americans may have been impacted. 3 of them have been rescued. More from ABC's Britt Clinette.
Nepal's tourism authorities say well over 500 foreign nationals are among them, including dozens of Americans. On the ground, this is an all-out mobilization. More than 9,000 army, police, armed police personnel have been deployed using everything from bulldozers to dig people out of buried homes, sniffer dogs to search the debris, and helicopters ferrying in supplies and pulling out survivors.
Around 900 people are still missing. Your money at this moment, the Dow's currently up 104 points. The S&P's up 55. The NASDAQ now up 411 points. Coming up, got a chance of seeing rain, at least in this later part of the day, potentially tomorrow too. KSL weather is next. KSL News Time, 2:02.
A reminder about the simplest way to get updated for your day.
Hit your KSL preset when you jump in the car, and we'll take care of the rest.
Hear key news updates and traffic reports.
Andy and Amanda from 5 to 9 in your car.
KSL News Radio at 102.7 FM.
Utah homeowners, listen up. If your roof is over 15 years old and you've had recent storm damage, now's the time to act. Hey, it's Josh with IWC Roofing, and we've built our reputation on quality, integrity, and taking care of homeowners the right way from start to finish. IWC Roofing, Utah's highest rated roofing company, is now offering $2,500 off your new roof replacement, plus a free upgrade package to maximize your home's protection and value. But that's not all. we're giving away a free roof. Yep, you heard me. One homeowner will receive a brand new roof free. And here's where it gets even better. When you call and mention this radio ad, you'll receive double entries to win. Appointments are filling up fast, and this offer won't last. Call now for your free inspection and estimate. 801-232-5690. That's 801-232-5690. Save $2,500, get upgraded, and you could win a brand new roof. Call IWC Roofing today, 801-232-5690. Restrictions apply. No purchase necessary. See IWCRoofingUtah.com for details and rules.
Higher taxes, soaring inflation, record low interest rates, and the skyrocketing cost of healthcare. The list goes on. Retiring successfully today is a lot more complicated than ever before. Learn how you can tackle the biggest challenges that you'll face in retirement today. Don't miss a special edition of Retirement Solutions Radio. It's this Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock, right here on KSL News Radio 1027.
Still in emergency traffic right now. It's brought to you by UCCU, big on business, including commercial loans. Love where you bank. Here's Ricky Meese with the latest.
Delays continue southbound I-15 Murray to Midvale due to this multiple vehicle crash on southbound I-15 approaching 7200 south. That right lane is blocked. You're going to see a lot of vehicles over to that right shoulder. But right now, with that lane blocked, we have stop-and-go delays back to 4500 south and also overflow delays eastbound I-215 south belt starting after Redwood Road to connect to I-15 southbound from Taylorsville to Murray. One other problem, it is a disabled vehicle westbound on the 21st South Freeway. Not far from 2100 West is being moved out of traffic to the shoulder. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
We can see on the KSL Vortex right now, it looks like a storm is starting to make its way over the west side of Salt Lake County and towards Salt Lake City. Darker clouds moving in. We got a chance of seeing more storms into the evening. A high today of 97 degrees, 92, and a slight chance of more storms tomorrow, but the better chance for storms going to be Saturday and Sunday. Highs in the low 80s. Right now, 93 degrees in Salt Lake City. I'm Adam Small from the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios. Listen online at KSL.com. We're Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
KSL Brightside with Ethan Miller.
There's now an estimated 300 dirty soda drive-thrus in Utah.
And Alex Keary.
We are deeply unserious people.
This is KSL Brightside on KSL News Radio.
Welcome back to KSL Brightside. I am Ethan Millard here with Alex Keary. And Alex, one of the weirdest things that I saw in the news is that apparently there is this thing where NFL players go back to college to play football. I guess because their NFL careers didn't work out and they still have college eligibility. Now the NFL has written up some rules. They said any player who goes back to college after signing an NFL contract becomes ineligible to play in the NFL for the 2026 season. They can be eligible as a free agent in the 2027 season without needing to go through the draft, but they have to basically sit out 2026. And then additionally, the Big 10, Big 12, and the Securities and Exchange Commission?
Yeah, it was Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC.
They have also passed rules barring schools from putting former professional players who had signed NFL contracts or had made NFL rosters and then were cut. They don't want them coming back to play in college. And
the tough one for me, and they're doing this with basketball now too. And you actually have BYU here locally that got some flack because they're taking on a guy who was, I think, drafted at some point. There's talk about guys who get drafted. Mm-hmm. This would never be a part of the conversation, by the way. There'd be no one who would ever consider this, no one would ever think about it, no one would ever wonder about it. If there wasn't money to be made back in college, these guys are coming back and they have the ability to make $1 million. They have the ability to make seven figures coming back and playing. And it's worth the legal process of going through and trying to make sure that they can get that extra year of eligibility or put in that medical red shirt from their sophomore year.
Why
that
all
they
the
didn't have.
pushback? So it looks like the college football conferences and the NFL are all against this. Why would they be so against it?
Because it's this 2 feet. It's this having 2 feet in these different places kind of a deal. The idea is it's a mess already. So what ends up happening is this. So college rosters are set, and I think the number right now is 105. I think you're allowed to have. It used to be 88 with full, or 92 or something like that with full scholarships that you could offer at Power 4, or not Power 4, but even Division 1 FBS football. You're allowed to hand out 88 full scholarships for football.
Well, that's a lot.
Yeah, and then
especially considering how many are on the field at any one time.
And you could carry 125 or something like that. In some cases, I think you could carry as many practice squad guys as you could. Then they limited that number, but 88 were on full scholarship. Now they make it to you have 105 in your program at all, and there's really no such thing as a walk-on. The 105 are there's some version of scholarship in there for these folks. And the interesting thing is that 105, that number, that's a hard number that they set of what is allowed in the program. So let's say a guy, if you're good enough to be in the NFL, almost. So in the case that they brought up with this guy who used to be an LSU player or somebody who used to be an Ole Miss player, played for Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss, now he wants to go to LSU where he's the head coach. He goes to his team after he got drafted. He was drafted. Goes to his team, had a little bit of an injury. He saw the writing on the wall that he felt like he wasn't going to make the team. It's tough to make a 53-man roster. But not only that, I think people get places and they go, I don't really like this team and this place. It upsets the entire organization of the NFL, which is we don't do a free agency thing out of college. We don't let you just pick the team you want to go to. You get drafted and you go to that friggin' team.
Yeah.
There have been a couple of guys who've been drafted over the past and go, I'm not going.
Yeah, and there's that dude, what's his name? His brother played also.
Eli Manning.
Eli Manning
did that with the Chargers, okay? Famously. There's a couple of other guys who've done it. But generally speaking, it's not just a frowned upon practice. It just doesn't happen. If a guy goes to the NFL and comes back, I know I'm being long-winded about this, but the reason that the NFL's mad is that they're like, this is not, you need to obey all the rules. It's not fair to all these other teams to do a draft and then be like, yeah, but he's not actually getting drafted. We're just going to take him. And then from the collegiate level, if a guy who has made his intention that he wants to go to this team and go back and he's going to be able to make $700,000 to come back and play at this school for another year, it's a ton of money. It's still more money than he's ever going to make. It might be more money he's ever going to make playing football ever again. You have that extra year to do it still. You're going to fight like crazy to go back and make that money if you weren't going to be able to do it at the NFL. And that's your prerogative, except for when you do that, you go in there and then a team goes, oh, yeah, number 105 that was on our roster, you're actually gone now. They have to cut somebody or 2 or 3 people if they start shifting people around. It's a mean, mad, crazy world. And it has no rules to it right now.
Yeah.
And so if you just say anybody can come back and play, anybody can come back at any time and play back in college again, it's already a massive friggin' joke, Ethan, with what is considered a student athlete. We all wink at each other and go, yeah, okay, right, student athlete. And it really just has to do with the fact that there is still so much money. There's so much money now available. There's so much money available now for college players to come back and play or to play in general. And most of those guys don't have a chance of making money in the pros. But they have a lot of marketability at the school that they're at.
So I asked for a list of players returning or entering the transfer portal.
Yeah.
After being in the NFL. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, including a kid from BYU. It was an offensive lineman who had a tryout with the Miami Dolphins, and now he's coming back. And
did it not work out?
Apparently. Waylon Lapuaho.
Waylon Lapuaho, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And there's also a kid from Appalachian State, the cornerback. His name is Ethan Johnson. So I thought that was interesting. So success and prosperity to all the Ethans out there.
We're all looking out for each other.
We're all cheering for you.
I just think that it is a shame because it kind of ruins what this thing is all about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't want to be the old fuddy-duddy, but at the same time, it just feels weird. But I also am like, I have come around a ton on the idea of let these guys make money while they're able to make money. You know what I mean? We would all do the same thing. If your earning potential is just for a brief season in that thing, honestly, making $750,000 or $800,000, if those guys could play in the NFL for one season, or if they can go back to that college and they can play for 1 year, and they can make a few $100,000 in that 1 year, all of us look around and go, we would all do the same thing.
We would all do the same
We
thing.
would ask for an injunction. We would ask to get that extended year. We would ask all of it. If there were a way, we would all ask to do it.
So I understand what you're saying about the NFL. The NFL has a way they handle rookies. They don't want first-year players coming in and coming in, leaving again, then coming back as a free agent to pick their team. They don't want that.
Yeah.
I get that. It's less clear to me what the colleges are all about, why they're so upset. Because I understand that if you bring someone in from the NFL, it doesn't work out, it comes back down to college. I understand you got to cut someone, but that's the case whenever you add a desired player. You're always going to cut someone.
The reason that everybody gets upset, and you notice the people who aren't upset are the ones who go out and find the guy.
Yeah.
The reason that other people get upset is they go, we have all these places where we recruit from. That's not a place we recruit from, and you took somebody who is obviously a very, very good player. What it feels like is that you have found a recruiting loophole that the other guys aren't using either, and they're not allowed to use. And so you feel like that and so what happens is all these other coaches go, we're playing by these rules here and getting players from the very specific pool, even if it's cheating and trying to go to another school and tampering with a guy going, you should come play for us, which used to be so far out of bounds, and now it's kind of like the wink and nod of like, yeah, I like it here. Coaches don't even want their players to go over and shake hands across the field after to say good game. They don't want them even having a coach going, oh, man, you played awesome. You should think about coming to play for us. Like that kind of stuff happens.
Yeah.
And they don't even want that to happen.
Yeah.
And so coaches are so up in their head. Administrators are so up in their head. And they should be. It's a weird channel to recruit somebody from this space that no one else is recruiting from.
Yeah.
So when you feel
but
like
everyone could, though. Everyone could recruit.
Technically, yes, but they've all been told like it's been so like kind of not the rule. It's been against the rules for so long. And most of it has to be athlete driven. The athlete has to go, yeah, I went there, tried my hand, I didn't like it, or I went there, it's not good for me and my family. Oh, hardship. I want to go back to college.
Is part of this because, we're in a period now where suddenly a bunch of players have an extra year of eligibility?
It's not just so now they're doing
do you think this will naturally work its way out because, we'll reach a certain point where players going to the NFL are not going to have an extra year of eligibility to fall back on. But like there's kind of a generation now where they could. Yeah. They've got this weird year.
We are transitioning out almost completely from the era and the time frame of COVID being a part of this conversation. When COVID was part of the conversation, you still had that extra year plus that was kind of like baked in.
Yeah.
Oh, man, COVID. And everyone's like, oh, yeah. There is a guy this year who was on a roster for the University of Montana. He's being given out as like the big example. You could look his name up. It's difficult to pronounce. But he came out of high school in the 2018, Ethan.
Yeah.
In the 2018 recruiting class.
Okay.
He has now been granted another year of eligibility. He will be in his 9th college season.
How many has he played?
3.5, 4. Right, because most of it was because he just keeps getting these grants. He keeps getting granted an extra year of eligibility because of a 1 year. It's been awful luck injury-wise, but at some point you've got to go, young man, hey, you know what? We wish you the best. But you cannot. He's at the University of Montana. He started everything out, I think, off at USC. Mm-hmm. High-level recruit, got injured. Played a few games, got injured, another year.
Now he's closer to 30 than he is to 20.
It's 2026. It's 2026, and the guy presumably was 18 in 2018. And so now you're talking about a guy who's, BYU aged. I can make that joke. I'm allowed.
All right. You can take us to break.
You see where the complications are? Because it's a bunch of people. Everybody is just trying to find an edge. And this has been this temporary edge that some coaches have been finding is recruiting guys primarily for football and basketball out of the pros.
Yeah.
Guys will go over and they'll be like, hey, I'm going to go play in Europe. And then they go, why don't you just come play at Kentucky with us? We'll pay you $780,000. Yeah. We found a donor that'll put up $1 million for you. And they're automatically the second or third best player on the team immediately.
Yeah.
It's a great recruiting tool, but it is an absolute mess. who is allowed and not allowed to come back? How long are we going to keep doing this? Because they essentially all get 5 years now as it is. So
there you go. There you go. This weird trend of NFL players going back to play in college. Yeah. Apparently, it's coming to a close.
We will come. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Somebody's going to find a loophole. The loopholes will just keep coming. We'll come back. We have more coming up here. Ooh, guess what, Ethan? A Kentucky police officer has been arrested. He used flock camera to stalk his ex-girlfriend. The amount of times that he used these cameras and was able to access where she was will blow you away. It's part of our Flock Watch 2026. Stay with us.
And I'd like to tell you about my podcast, the KSL News Daily. Every weekday morning, we'll deliver one story explored in depth, plus the 3 things you need to know before your day begins.
But this is new. This is where we human beings are able to trick AI.
This is news with context from the journalists you trust.
Agencies were less than willing to speak with us about this.
Find and follow the KSL News Daily at kslpodcast.com or wherever you listen.
Is your financial advisor offering you up to a 25% upfront bonus? And are they promising you up to 9% growth per year, all for your retirement income? If not, then you need to come to Trajan Wealth. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. And if you plan to retire within the next 10 years, don't wait, only to find out it's too late. I've seen hardworking folks like you retire only to be required to go back to work, all because their advisor told them guarantees like these were too good to be true. They aren't. That's up to $25,000 upfront or up to $9,000 per year on $100,000, guaranteed for retirement income. Don't keep working when you're supposed to be retired, and don't let any financial advisor tell you it's too good to be true. Unlock your Trajan family office at TrajanWealth.com or call 1-855-TRAJAN-1. That's 1-855-TRAJAN-1.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. DBA in most states has Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions.
Here's the deal. The government is over $38 trillion in debt, which means the IRS isn't slowing down. And the tax code is complex and unforgiving. So it's not surprising if you're one of the millions of Americans that owe back taxes to the IRS. Unfortunately, they're the world's most powerful collection agency, with the ability to garnish your wages, seize your bank accounts, and even take your home or business. But don't be stressed or worried any longer. We're Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. We have resolved over $3 billion in tax debt for our clients. Our award-winning professionals deal with the IRS every single day, protecting our clients and preparing them for the best possible resolution. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, give Optima a call today.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Are you a local business tired of juggling deliveries, managing drivers, or sending valuable employees across town? There's a better way. Pigeon Ship. For more than 10 years, Pigeon Ship has provided fast, reliable, same-day and next-day delivery services for businesses throughout Utah. Whether you need a few deliveries a day or hundreds, Pigeon Ship has the network, technology, and experience to get it done on time. Auto parts, plumbing supplies, electrical components, pharmacy deliveries, and more. Utah's most successful businesses trust Pigeon Ship to keep their operations moving. Stop the stress of hiring drivers. Stop pulling employees away from their real jobs. And stop worrying about whether your deliveries will arrive on time. Join the thousands of businesses that rely on Pigeon Ship every day for dependable local delivery solutions. Visit pigeonship.com today to schedule a call and see how quickly Pigeon Ship can streamline your delivery operations. Pigeon Ship. Avoid the trip. Pigeon Ship. That's pigeonship.com. Pigeonship.com.
KSL Brightside with Ethan and Alex. The news just keeps getting weirder on KSL News Radio.
All right, welcome back. You're listening to KSL Brightside. I'm Ethan Millard here with Alex Keary, and we've got a segment about flock cameras. Now, this is a big issue right now all across the country. Everyone's talking about it. This concern over flock cameras has transcended pretty much all the other things that might divide us.
Flock Watch. Watching the news outlets that are watching the cameras that are watching you. Brightside's Flock Watch.
There you go. A Kentucky police officer was arrested after authorities said he used the Flock safety license plate reader camera system to track his ex-girlfriend over 2,000 times. That marks the latest in a string of law enforcement officer resignations and arrests for alleged abuses of Flock cameras and that technology. Now, this police officer was actually flagged by a new AI-powered auditing tool that was implemented internally by Flock Safety. So I don't know if you remember this, but it was within the last couple of weeks that Flock said, they basically said, when we rolled out this technology, we thought that states and municipalities would craft rules on how to do it, so we just gave them the technology. And they said what it's become clear to us is that the municipalities and states have not lifted a finger to create rules for this. So we, as the developer of this technology, we are creating our own internal rules. And it was one of those auditing tools that caught this police officer. They ratted him out, and he's been arrested.
I'm trying to think obviously stalking and obsession is trying to break that down is a tough thing to do. Hard to understand.
Well,
However,
some people don't regulate their emotions very well.
However, our Flock cameras, because we saw a story this week about how this teacher was incensed because there was a Flock camera that was turned toward a splash pad.
Yeah.
That's not how the cameras work, right? Like, they're not rolling, are they? Are they a rolling capturing thing, or do they just capture like kind of the license plates as you go by? I always understood that Flock cameras were, you have two security cameras. One's just rolling all the time, capturing everything in its view per its lens quality and the breadth of whatever they can store. Flock cameras in my head, are they running cameras?
I think they are, but what's special about them is that the footage can be searched because it logs the video, it logs the license plate.
Yeah, and that's part of like the AI tool that's inside of the...
Right. But yeah, my understanding is it is in every respect a camera. And it rolls, and they save, so they cut back the storage. They used to store data for 30 days. Now they store it for 7 days, which I think is good. And you know what? I'm heartened. I'm not saying we're out of the woods on this, but I'm heartened by the fact that one of Flock's internal self-generated, auditing tools seems to have worked.
I'm looking to try to see how this works. If you're talking about standard Flock safety license plate readers, LPR cameras, this is Copilot, by the way. Give me the assist.
All right, Copilot.
They are not continuously recording video like normal security cameras.
Okay.
Essentially how it works is this. A vehicle enters the camera's detection zone. The camera rapidly takes a series of still images. The Flock says a typical vehicle generates between 6 and 12 images per passenger session. That's actually interesting because when we were like, how are they storing 10,000 camera pictures? Or remember we were talking about Houston? The Houston Police Department had 1 billion photos of people in Ogden, right?
Yeah, they had searched it like 2 million times.
Which means that one vehicle pass gets you on average about 10 or 12 images.
So now we're
talking about like how we're auditing this thing and how many searches we're doing.
This starts to clear up that question of how are there so many searches? Because we speculated about that. You remember that maybe there were so many searches because the cameras itself generate so many images, and each of those has to be searched. So yes,
interesting. So the LPR, the standard Flock safety camera, the LPR cameras, do not record. They capture 10 to 12 images when it recognizes that it's a car that goes by. Now it also gets make, model, body, type, color, plate. Or plate state, visible distinguishing features on the car. So it grabs everything.
Yeah.
And it can break it down exactly what that car model and all those things are based off of that. But it is interesting to know now that it's just capturing, it does just a burst of camera pictures of that license plate and that car as it goes by.
So eventually this technology is going to be incorporated into Hollywood movies.
Yeah, of course.
And it'll be interesting to see how this changes the heist movie. Right? How this changes the classic Hollywood heist. Now Flock cameras everywhere.
I just wonder.
Interested
but
to see.
Okay, but again, the flock camera stuff, like this is a story that just keeps on giving, right? And I'm interested to see how this thing works long term, if it's just going to end up being like something where it's like, dude, this is too big of a hassle.
You know what's interesting,
because
though?
Tempe, Arizona today turned off all of its flock cameras.
Tempe,
Arizona turned off all of its flock cameras and ended the contract with the company immediately. You know why? Not because they weren't working, but because
they all have elections.
That's what I'm saying, is like they had to make a political decision. Like, man, our people hate us.
We're not going to survive.
Remember how
this.
you're like, I'm heartened by this thing. Everyone else is disheartened by the flock cameras. Everybody else in all the city stuff, they're like, we got these flock cameras. We thought they'd be great. And, man, we're paying a lot of money. I was just surprised how much money is getting allocated to this new technology that we barely all found out about. You know what I mean? Doesn't it feel like we barely all found out about this? And then everybody goes, oh, no, yeah, we have $75,000 up in the city right now.
Yeah, we're
paying
for years.
We're paying $1 gajillion every year for it. It's great. And we go, huh? So Steamboat Springs, Colorado, flock cameras deactivated immediately. Now, and then guess what you have? Flock cameras have helped police track a mass killer. In where? Where is this? A quintuple homicide investigation.
And they tracked him using flock cameras.
Yes, and they tracked him using flock cameras. So you look at that and you go, oh, awesome. These are the things. Yeah, Enumclaw, Washington. The investigators pinged the suspect's cell phone to Enumclaw, Washington, a city about 200 miles away. Police entered the SUV's license plate. They found in the flock camera system that the vehicle was moving in and out of the city, and they tracked its movements. And they found the guy. And there you go. So which one do you want? Tracking murderers, or do you want the Big Brother situation? To me, it's not necessarily so cut and dry, but, I see why people are concerned.
Well, this kind of goes back to, so in society, we're always going to be at a disadvantage against criminals because criminals are going to do whatever they need to do. We are not willing to do whatever we need to do because we understand that there are limits. Is it so important to catch these people that we need to surveil everyone just in case they might be the killer? I think that's a reasonable question to ask. Is that the right thing to do? That's not unreasonable to me. And it's a question that seems to cut across the political spectrum, too. I mean, it seems like conservatives and liberals are both asking this question, hey, I know we need to catch criminals, but does that mean that we have to watch everyone like this? Is that a fair trade?
Let's take a break. When we come back, we've got more on the program. We'll get you ready for Utah's afternoon news coming up in a little while, but we're keeping our eyes firmly planted on the skies a little bit later tonight for a lunar eclipse possibility, and it's not a possibility, it's happening. We're not wondering if it's going to happen. It's going to happen. If it didn't happen, that means we're knocked off our axis and we're all dead, all right? So we'll keep you updated on that and much more. Stay here. It's KSL Brightside.
It's 2:30 at KSL News Radio. I'm Spencer Mahan. KSL's top local story this half hour. A 64-year-old man was killed in a crash in Ogden this morning. Police say the man was driving a motorcycle on Washington Boulevard when he crashed into an SUV making a left-hand turn. The rider, who was wearing a helmet, died at the scene. The driver of the SUV was taken to the hospital with minor injuries. The Great Salt Lake has fallen to its second lowest level on record. It's now only about 1.5 feet higher than its all-time record low, which was set back in 2022, and levels are expected to keep dropping until winter. Utah Department of Natural Resources Commissioner Joel Ferry says he doesn't expect the lake to hit a new record low this year, and he says the ecosystem will be okay.
We won't drop to those kind of record high salinity levels, even with record low lake elevations.
Ferry says soon they will close the railroad causeway berm to trap more of the spring runoff, as well as require mineral companies to temporarily not take any more water from the lake. But he says it's important now more than ever for everyone to conserve water. Our top national story this hour from ABC News. At least 350 people have died in Nepal and Tibet after major flooding and mudslides drowned entire communities. ABC's Britt Clennett is in Kathmandu, Nepal.
Nepal's tourism authorities say well over 500 foreign nationals are among them, including dozens of Americans. On the ground, this is an all-out mobilization. More than 9,000 army, police, armed police personnel have been deployed using everything from bulldozers to dig people out of buried homes, sniffer dogs to search the debris, and helicopters ferrying in supplies and pulling out survivors.
The State Department says about 90 Americans may have been impacted by the flooding and roughly 900 remain missing. Your money at this moment, the Dow was up 105 today, but that was not the biggest mover on Wall Street. The biggest mover on Wall Street was the NASDAQ. They were up 411 points. Thunder in the area. Can we expect showers to continue throughout the day? Your KSL weather is next. KSL News Time 2:33.
The sources where we get our news matters.
When you listen to Utah's Morning News, we want you to feel the stories are important to you and trustworthy. This is Amanda Dixon.
And I'm Andy Farnsworth. Join us weekday mornings on KSL News Radio.
Hey, Doug, what is it that you do? 'Cause everybody's buying a car from you. Hey, Doug.
There's never been a better time to fall in love with Subaru. Now through August 31st, get award-winning vehicles and exceptional offers from a brand you trust during the Subaru A Lot to Love event.
Hey, Doug.
Sleep Number's new collections are designed to adapt to the changing nature of your life and your sleep needs. Whether it's the personalized comfort of the Comfort Mode mattress, the targeted pressure relief of the Comfort Next mattress, or the Climate Collection that actively cools or warms to help you fall asleep and stay asleep.
And now, all beds are on sale during our biggest sale of the year. Save 25% on the new Comfort Next Luxe for a limited time, only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-762-6565. That's 800-762-6565.
Traffic and weather together brought to you by UCCU. Big on business, including merchant services. Love where you bank. Ricky Meese, I hear we're still in emergency traffic.
We are still dealing with a lot of leftover delays stacked up through Murray on southbound I-15. It's all due to this crash approaching 7200 South. It had a lot of vehicles involved, and it's still blocking a right lane as crews continue to work on the cleanup. Again, you do have delays back to 4500 South. We also have an accident northbound on the west belt at the I-80 junction. That's getting moved out of traffic to the shoulder. Don't miss the Rocky Mountain Gun Show, and that's August 29th and 30th at the Mountain America Expo Center. Get 500 rounds of 9mm ammo for just $95. Ricky Meese in the KSL Traffic Center.
Thank you, Ricky. Taking a look at your weather, upper 90s for your high today, but right now, thunderstorms are in the vicinity. We're going to have low 80s next week. Your current conditions outside of Broadcast House, 81 thunderstorms in the area. I'm Spencer Mahan from the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios. You can listen online at ksl.com. We're Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
KSL Brightside with Ethan Millard.
I think we've reached the point where our knees can now predict the weather.
And Alex Curie.
Yeah, mine say 40% chance of rain, 20% chance of surgery.
This is KSL Brightside on KSL News Radio.
All right, welcome back. You're listening to KSL Brightside. I'm Ethan Millard here with Alex Curie. And Alex, I wanted to share with you just a wild story out of Saratoga Springs.
Utah?
Yeah, listen to this.
What do you have?
A Riverton man was arrested in Saratoga Springs for allegedly stabbing another man over a pay dispute. Listen to how this went down. Michael.
Is this one of those KSL.com or Facebook Marketplace
no
exchanges?
No.
Those always scare the crud out of me, man.
A man named George Michael Romero Pardo.
George Michael, leave it at that.
Age 30, was booked into the Utah County Jail for investigation of aggravated assault resulting in serious injury, robbery, causing property damage, and making a threat of violence. Officers learned that, and by the way, police were called to the parking lot of Home Depot in Saratoga Springs. That's where this went down on Wednesday at 4:20. Officers learned that Romero had given the victim a check on August 22nd for a job the victim had done for him. The victim cashed the check and received $14,000 from the bank, big check, and was supposed to give $5,000 back to Romero.
Holy! So what is this scam of a
Oh
situation?
my goodness!
This sounds so complicated.
Could you
and dumb.
imagine being?
It sounds exactly like all the text messages you've heard from people who are like, "I got scammed." All you have to do is send me an extra $5,000.
Police officers, I can only imagine how frustrating it must be for police officers that have to unwind these things. So, according to the affidavit, Michael today began to tell the victim that he needed to give him all the money and that he did not want to wait. The victim informed me that Michael had located him in the parking lot near Home Depot, where Michael began to punch the victim.
Oh.
After doing so, Michael had a knife or scissors in his hand, which Michael repeatedly tried to stab the victim out of anger, threatening to kill the victim.
Wow.
The victim placed his hand up to defend himself, sustained a stab-like wound on his right palm of the hand.
I love the idea of a stab-like wound. Like it was an imitation stab wound.
Yeah, I know. Romero then got
such cop
it's
talk.
Cop talk.
At that particular point, the man was inflicted with what we would call a stabbing-like wound. What? Thanks, cop talk.
What was he stabbed? Well, he was
not at this particular time.
He was like stabbed.
It was stabbed. It was a stab simulation at that particular moment for this particular victim.
Romero then got inside the victim's car, took all of the $14,000 that was in the glove box.
Oh my gosh!
As well as an extra $3,000 that the victim had saved on his own.
What are these people doing? Like,
and he drove off.
Who's ever had this amount of money just floating around? What was his job that he did for him? It's drug selling, right? It has to be.
Who knows?
Drug producing?
Romero was tracked down a short time later and arrested. But there are a couple of lessons to learn. So
I've had like 11 single dollar bills in my possession for like a few months.
Yeah.
I have no idea what to do with them, and I'm also like, what am I doing with this money? Like,
yeah, but your name's not George Michael. I feel like if your name was George Michael, you'd be operating in like higher dollar amounts.
Yeah, it's true.
So there are a couple of lessons to be learned here, right? Number one, so there was $14,000 in the glove box. That makes some sense. He had just cashed that check, right? So he had the cash. He had just cashed it. But then Romero also stole an additional $3,000 that was just the victim's own money, also in the glove box.
Just sitting there. Again, $17,000 in cash.
Don't keep any money in your glove box.
Hey, man, you got my money? No. If it's in the glove box, dude. No, don't look there.
I had a friend of mine whose car was broken into, and he lost all of his CDs.
That was me in high school.
Now, imagine if there was $3,000 in there.
Or $17,000.
Do you think the thief is going to look at that $3,000 and think, no, that's too far?
See, I had my truck broken into in high school outside of the Mariners game. You rolled the dice when you parked underneath the viaduct because it was free. But there was a lot of riffraff underneath the viaduct. There was a lot of riffraff.
You don't do that in Salt Lake.
I know. So my window got popped open, right? Bam!
Yeah, well.
And they stole all my quarters, which I was so proud of that. You know, it was one of these old trucks that had an ashtray that they were like, I'm assuming you're going to put 74,000 cigarettes in this ashtray. So it held a good $28 in quarters in there, it felt like.
Yeah.
Every one of those quarters was taken, and I just remember being like, my entire life is ruined now.
Yeah.
My quarter collection that I've just been working on is gone.
I'll never feel safe again.
I'll never get it again, and I'll never get it back. Yeah, so I saw this story too, but I did not know the amount of cash that was just being thrown around there. Hey, I have something to bring up real quick. You talked about how much, the doom scroll. We had this conversation with my daughter this morning. Like, what are you watching? And she's like, videos. And it was like 7-something a.m. And she was getting picked up to go to school. We're in a carpool. It's not our week. And my wife asked her the question, like, what are you watching? She's like, some videos. And she's like, the first thing you did, you woke up and you just started scrolling, started watching dumb videos, right? And we had this discussion, like, oh man, I think that a couple of our older kids have a real problem of just looking. It's not even the doom scroll as much as it is just like yuck dumb videos that are just playing in the background, and it's become their normal like kind of pastime.
Yeah.
And I saw this article and it said this family, now obviously it'd have to be in a certain situation. Family travel decision that is dividing parents. Families are now increasingly turning on long vacations during the school year to save money, avoid crowds, and to give children real-world learning experiences, but they're taking them out. But they're doing it at the expense of taking the kids out of school 2 and 3 weeks at a time.
Would you do this?
We've had to make the tough decision before of the only time I'm going to be able to get away is for a couple of days during this time because football season I can't do it, or spring break can't do it, or whatever. And we've had to, and our kids go nuts. It makes them nuts, even though they quote unquote hate school.
Yeah.
But if you say, hey, we're going to miss 3 or 4 days of school, Ethan, if I could do this, I would. And here's the reality: what on earth would they be missing? I mean, really, you know what I mean?
Well,
I'm not talking about a full-time, we're not going to school anymore. We're just going to go and we'll do a 2-week vacation. And you're going to miss 2 weeks of school, but suck it up. You can get some of those assignments made up.
But the thing about it is, because we have done this, and I don't want to sound like I'm flippant about school. We actually did this earlier this year. And it was in January. And we took some family time, and our daughter missed a couple of days of school. And it is the kind of thing where you have to be deliberate about looping back around and making good on that, especially in high school. Now, when they're younger, they're going to miss the things they learn for those days, but it's a lot easier to make up. But it's not impossible when you're in high school. It's not impossible to make that work up, but you kind of have to be deliberate about it. I would schedule a I would schedule my kids out of school to save some money. I would do that. Or to have a better experience going somewhere in off-season.
Yeah.
Not saying that's not our practice, right? We don't travel like that. But I would. But you got to come back around. You got to make good. And, once you start having like AP classes or IB classes, then it can get pretty complicated pretty quickly. But if you focus on, I think it's fine. I think it's fine for families to do that.
I think it's okay too.
Now,
I think it's fine. I'm like to the point. Like, here's my question: would you, if you could, financially or whatever, if your job made it available, would you pull Ruby all the way out of her junior year of high school and say, we're traveling nonstop now? We're going to be on the road 180 days this year.
180 years.
180 years. And you'll never come back. 180 days this year. We're going to have real life experience. Wink. You're going to take your GED to graduate from high school. That's going to be our life now. One, would she be willing to do that, or is she too much of a socialite that this would be something for? But then two, if you guys could actually pull it off, would that be a lifestyle you guys would be willing to explore?
Well, so she's a teenager, and teenagers, at the end of the day, teenagers do what they're told. That's why we send 18-year-olds to war and not 40-year-olds, is because teenagers do what they're told at the end of the day.
We're going on vacation, and then you're going to war right after. You promised me.
Well, number one, I'm unlikely to do anything like that.
Okay.
But number two, I think it's cool. I think it's a different kind of experience, but there's a trap there. Are you really going to keep up your end of the bargain? Because, and this is something that when you pull your kids out of school and you take responsibility for their education, not every family is ready for that. And the risk is that you have kids that are massively undereducated, that are not fully literate in all important ways. And I don't just mean able to read, but I mean literacy as in a base of knowledge that they should have by a certain point. It's okay to do that. What's probably not going to work is if lots of families start doing that. It's like the vaccine. There are always going to be a few families that drop out, but the more families that drop out, kind of the worse it gets for everybody.
To see a real problem.
Then it's a problem for everybody. Mm-hmm. This is the same kind of thing. A couple families do this, okay, but if it becomes a trend where suddenly we see these mass defections from school, then we can look forward to problems.
It is a dreamy thought.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
But I think that you think to yourself, you're going to be on.
I've seen those articles. I raised my child on a sailboat. Congratulations.
Sailboat.
They saw the whole world by the time they were 13.
I read a story.
That's great.
That I know.
We went to school.
I read a story for you too. Oh my gosh! I saw this guy. he's been living continuously on a cruise ship for the last 22 years.
Mm-hmm.
This 22 years straight of living on a cruise ship.
Yeah.
And he pays about $75,000 a year to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, no property taxes, no. I mean, he's just on this boat.
Yeah.
He's seen 178 countries, and he's lived this crazy life. I bet he's only had cyclospora 14 times.
Just avoid the lettuce. It's
Could you
easy.
imagine seeing that guy on the ship, and you're like, oh my gosh, this freaking guy again.
They probably love him. He's probably a legend.
22 years of making these of floating around the world.
I could do that.
I don't think you could. I don't think
so?
I don't think you'd last 2 months. Are you kidding?
Why not?
You don't have the. You say you do, but
I'm sorry. I don't have what it takes to live on a floating hotel that's got a 24-hour buffet, a TV, Wi-Fi. I don't have what it takes to live that life.
I'm just telling you.
For goodness sakes.
I know. I don't think you have it. I don't think you, because you do. You have too much of a sense of responsibility.
All right, take us to our last.
We've got a break. When we come back, we've got more. We're gonna ask chat about the. We're gonna ask a chat bot. We're gonna ask our Open AI. No, not Open AI. What's the other one? We're gonna ask Copilot about this situation with the lunar eclipse tonight. I want to know when the world's gonna end. Stay with us. It is KSL Brightside.
This is Colin Keary from the New Millennium Group. Have you ever had a question for your financial advisor only to find out that the next available appointment is months away? At New Millennium Group, we believe that financial advice should never be limited to once-a-year review meetings. Life happens every single day. Markets change, retirement questions come up, family situations evolve, and when they do, you deserve answers. That's why we pride ourselves at the New Millennium Group on being accessible when our clients need us most. Whether you're wondering about your investments or a major life decision, our team is here to help provide guidance. We're not interested in being the firm you hear from once a year. We want to be your trusted resource throughout your entire retirement journey. If you're looking for a financial team that values relationships, communication, and responsiveness, we'd love to meet you. Give us a call today at 888-999-6370. That's 888-999-6370, or visit us at utahsfinancialplanner.com.
Here's your chance to win some awesome prizes. From big-time sports action to a night of classic rock, KSL has your chance to score some incredible experiences. Enter for your chance to see the Utah Royals or Real Salt Lake, or rock out with Styx in Chicago at Aerofest at Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater. Whether you're a sports fan, a music fan, or just a fan of winning, there's something waiting for you. Head to ksl.com/win. Get entered and good luck.
Life can get hectic. That's why Progressive provides claim support 24/7, 365 days a year, all the time. But not like in a desperate way. We're not just waiting online for you to talk to us or waiting by the phone. I mean, we are waiting by the phone, but not like staring at it. Well, now I am. I'm staring at it. The point is, Progressive claim support is here for you 24/7 in a totally chill, normal way. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, not available in all states or situations.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and oh, they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
KSL Brightside with Ethan and Alex. Turn your afternoon around on KSL News Radio.
Okay, welcome back. This is KSL Brightside, our final segment. I've got a couple text here that I want to read. I've been listening to your discussion about vacations during school. This is one you brought up, Alex, taking your kids out of school to go on your 5th vacation of the year. I've been listening to your...
It wasn't me. It was a different one.
Oh,
they were like, we're going to go...
No, it's a guy you know.
We're going to Southeast Asia, and we're just going to explore some of the islands there for a while. But my kids are going to be out of school for 4 weeks.
But it's fine. I've been listening to your
teachers will catch them up
about vacations during school. We've done that a few times, and luckily they were able to take homework with them, so they didn't fall behind. However, my wife is a school teacher, and this is hard on teachers, to ask them for a week or two of homework in advance. Yeah, I get that. I know she hates it when parents say, I'm taking my child out of school. They probably won't miss much. I think that is a very good point. And I hadn't thought about that, but yeah, that is true. you could certainly make up that work or ask it in advance. But when you do that, when you try and do something kind of outside the norm, you're asking a teacher to put themselves on the hook and work outside of their normal system too. And that's a good point. And then someone else just texted, and you expect the teacher to just catch them up?
Yeah, see,
Alex, is that what you're expecting?
So you just want
you just make it the teacher's problem?
You just want them to do whatever it is that's fun for your family, huh?
Mm.
I get what they're saying, too. We're going to be gone for about 3 weeks. My kid's not going to miss much anyway because your class sucks. But on top of that, why don't you go ahead and...
That's what's implied.
Right. Why don't you go ahead and make a packet because you don't even do that much anyway.
Whatever, we'll do it. We'll just AI,
right.
We'll just AI it.
But that's the implication, right? Like, kids... Now, I will say that I've been miffed by kindergarten this time around. This is our sixth child.
Kindergarten got you down?
I'm just saying, this is our sixth kid going through kindergarten, and I'm miffed by it because I'm like, I think they expect too much of them. First of all, it's an all-day thing, and I'm like, there's no dang way they need to be going all day.
Okay.
There's no way. Like, I feel like at the end of kindergarten, they're all, you should be reading at a third grade level. You're like, that was kindergarten. They're like, no, not anymore. Not anymore.
That was yesterday's kindergarten.
Right, and I think that and today was, our little Maeve hit a tipping point. It really got to her. Like, it was a lot today.
She revolted?
It got to the door and was like, I can't do this. I can't do it.
Like the door of the school?
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, she's been fine.
So what did it take? Did you have to promise her something, or did you have to threaten her with something?
No. It actually was nice because the teacher came up and goes, do you mind if I just take her? And my wife was like this, abso-dang-lutely. And like then the teacher's like, I know how this works. The parent being here is 3/4 of the reason why there's rebellion.
Yeah.
She's like, if I can remove the parent from this, I can get her into the classroom. I can get her calm a lot better.
If you separate them from their parents, it breaks their spirit.
Right.
And
the problem was we had her sewed to my wife's outfit this morning, so we didn't understand why the attachment was there. Okay, Corey, are you ready? I've got an AI question of the day, so let's just jump in right here.
When Google just isn't enough and thinking for yourself is just too hard, here's your AI question of the day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, co-pilot, how do pickles have no calories? Is there really such a thing?
Oh, you and your no-calorie pickles. So Alex earlier today busted open a can of Nally's pickles.
No, it was a bottle.
It said zero
my first
calories
move,
per serving.
My first move is
to drink it.
Chug. I drink pickle juice like crazy.
Yeah.
Okay? And then I looked on the back of the jar, and I knew they were going to be low in calories, but I thought when I would turn it over, it would say
20,
serving size
25.
2 pickles, because the pickles are those smallish ones. I thought maybe, they're not spears, but like they're
the little ones, yeah.
Yeah. And they don't call them minis. What do they call them?
Smallies.
Petite. No, they're petites.
Petite pickles?
Yeah. They're the petites. So I thought maybe it'd be a couple of pickles. No, one pickle. And they said in the jar typically has about 30 servings. I went, 30 servings of pickles, that's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then I read the thing, and it said, how many calories? 0. And I went, well, that's not true.
Can't possibly.
I'm holding it.
It's a technicality of how they measure.
I'm holding it.
Yeah.
How do pickles have no calories? Is there really such a thing? A plain dill pickle can genuinely be low in calories, but it is not literally made of nothing. There is nutritional label trickery going on. That's what it said. A typical pickle spear is actually around 3 to 5 calories. A small pickle could only be between 5 and 10 calories.
Okay.
The cucumber itself contains calories, but the cucumbers are mostly water. Pickles usually add vinegar, salt, spices, sometimes garlic. Those add essentially no calories also when you're talking about calories. If you add sugar to them, then yes, you're talking about the calories going up. So how does it say 0 calories? Well, in the U.S., nutrition labels allow foods with less than 5 calories per serving to be listed as 0 calories.
No kidding.
Why would you do that? So if the serving size is, say, 1 pickle spear, so they don't put 2 pickle spears on there. It's only 1 pickle. Do you notice? It was only 1 pickle per serving.
Yeah.
Which is a small pickle. If it was 2, they'd have to list it as 10. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They'd have to say, yeah, it's 10 calories.
Hold on.
But they love being able to be like, oh, look at this 0-calorie treat you're eating.
So it has to be fewer than how many calories?
5 calories per serving can be listed as 0 calories.
Okay, so
but if you put 2 pickles on there, it would be about 10 calories. Then they'd have to put 10 calories on there for the serving.
So then here is.
So they say per jar, you're actually looking at about 150 calories.
Okay, one single Skittles candy. One single Skittles candy.
If you tell me, 0 calories.
Has 4 calories.
Yeah, 0 calories.
Which means that according to this,
you're Ethan.
If
it's
one
exactly
serving,
right.
if one serving is 1 Skittle, then it's 0 calorie because it's fewer than 5.
How many Skittles are in one average package? Okay, so that means that's why it says there's 30. That's why it says there's 30 servings, 32 servings of pickles in that jar. You're like, what?
Eat as many as you want.
Oh, the whole family shows up. We're good, you guys. Mm-hmm. There's 20 of you. I've got 32 servings of pickles. Okay, you ready for this? The standard Skittles bag is between 55 and 60 Skittles per package. So they said the rule of thumb is about 56 Skittles per regular bag. You know what that means? 0 calorie Skittles, 56 servings per bag.
We did it.
Hold on. What else can we do this with?
We did it.
Hold on. How much Ben & Jerry's is only
5 calories?
Is only 5 calories. Okay. And I got it. Boom, we got it. You ready for this?
I'm ready for this.
Typical Ben & Jerry's ice cream is 250 calories per serving. I don't care about that. 5 calories would be 1 to 2 grams of ice cream, basically a tiny lick.
So 1 serving is 1 gram.
Listen to how stupid.
That is 0 calorie ice cream. You guys, we did it. I don't know why we've been bothering with all this Ozempic and exercise.
Just eat a lick of ice cream.
We're fools.
1,000 times tonight, and you got yourself a 0 calorie ice cream situation.
We hacked it.
You idiots.
Can I share one more thing? One more thing. This is unrelated, but I wanted to mention this.
Yes.
Tonight we've got a lunar eclipse. We'll have a blood moon. We looked it up, and around 10:13 p.m. is going to be the peak viewing opportunity for the Salt Lake area. So if you're not doing anything tonight at 10:15,
grab some 0 calorie Ben & Jerry's
and go out and enjoy a blood moon.
Get some 0 calorie Ben & Jerry's, which means that inside of every serving it would be roughly 2,000 licks. You're welcome.
KSL FM Midvale.
KSL Salt Lake City.
From the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios, this is KSL News Radio.
Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
Good afternoon, 3 o'clock at KSL News Radio. I'm Jeff Kaplan. 82 in Salt Lake City. We have thunderstorms around Salt Lake and showers around Ogden this afternoon. KSL News Time, 3 o'clock, and our top local story this hour. Bear sightings have doubled in Utah this year, state officials say. This is largely because of the drought. Our wildlife isn't the only thing struggling right now. We have team coverage, Utah's drought, beginning with KSL News Radio's Heather Peterson. She joins us live. Heather?
Jeff,